Hey, Giraffe.
Yes.
You wanna go have lunch on Parnassus Beta? I hear it's nice this time of year. They got that nice
It's gorgeous. I heard the fauna is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, there's a good bar and grill right on the main strip.
We'll make new friends. It'd be fun.
It'll be fun. Let's do it. Let's go. All right.
I like it. Small town appeal.
It does. Oh, can't wait. Let's do it. Martini's on me. Welcome.
They say it looks like a Midwest, and now I'm really convinced it looks like the Midwest.
Oh, yeah. No, it does.
It does.
Or Orangeville.
Oh, man. Welcome to another edition of Strange New Pod. I am your Fleet Admiral and host, Julian Brown, alongside the best bridge crew this side of a Gorn demarcation line. Vice Admiral Eric is here wanting to figure out how to replicate that synth Starfleet jingle that Nami did, which was freaking gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Commander Hawk is here ready to test the atmospheric wave surfing on the Cayuga saucer section.
Surfing on a rocket.
Yeah, let's go. And Captain Giraffe is here finding her best bottle of green something to share with Scotty. And finally, Commander MC is here after sharing multiple virtual sighs of relief with me a few days ago that they didn't fridge Battelle. Welcome back and welcome aboard. How we doing, guys?
Yet.
Good.
Fridge
Still
yet.
exhausted.
No, the yet has passed. We're going to talk
didn't they literally put her in a fridge?
Well, they put her in a
did.
stasis,
Yeah.
but she's not dead. So
Yet.
you know,
Not
not
dead.
She's fridged, but not fridged.
She's Bagel lives, as Kay Quinn says in the chat. Bagel lives indeed. Guys, before we get started, just a very quick reminder that this live stream and podcast is being recorded during the 2023 WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes without the labor of the writers and the actors who are currently on strike fighting for what they deserve. The Trek series that we review, that we love, that we deep dive week in and week out would not exist without them. So support the strike, support your actors, support your writers. Fuck AI. Fuck that other guy on Twitter that we won't talk about. Giraffe.
I'm actually working on something for raising money to support the actors and the writer on strike. More information to come soon.
Sweet. Can't wait to hear all about that. That's awesome. So support the strike, please. It is going strong. I think we're past the 100-day mark now. So,
Yep.
pretty awesome. This week, guys, it is the season finale, and boy, is it going to be a long time till we get the season premiere. It is the season finale of season 2 of Strange New Worlds. What happens when the Cayuga is destroyed while in orbit over Parnassus Beta by the Gorn? Good thing we did not go for our happy hour draft. And when the Gorn set a demarcation line with Parnassus on their side, how does Captain Pike proceed? And then when they mount, no pun intended, a rescue mission, which legacy character do they meet on the surface? And then what secret do we also learn about Captain Battelle, or Bagel as we like to call her on the show? And does an all-out war break out after the Enterprise destroys their interference field? We are going to break all that down and so much more. But first, Hawk, back to you, sir. We need to thank our amazing Ready Room patron level folks and above, please.
Indeed. Thank you to Jeff Reeve, Mariah Gossett, Tallulah, Jen Stein, Tina Alexander, Joe Saporito, Noe Santos, Kang Wee, Takako Nagumo, Kara Kennedy, Fernanda Nogales, SMK, Laura Linderman, Colin Davidson, Alan Davis, Jesco, Michael Graham, Emily and Travis, Gildara, Cassie, Julian should dye his hair purple. Maggie Light, Spapple, Wayne Ritz, Scone of Arc, Sean, Jay Howard, Anna Yurdadon, Mahalani Uchiyama, Matt Harker, Joshua Lewis, David Willett, Tara Pullen, Slope 74, Rude Parakeet, Joshua Miller, Adam Sanders, Eris Spengen, Lanky Guy, Cynthia Markey, Aaron Volke, Carl Angoli, Michael Kwan, TJ, Mayor, Caitlin, Elizabeth Dean, Jim McMahon, The Chief, Ernesto Castagna, Sedano 317, Deborah Hussey, Three Fry Short, Kate Tipp, Malcolm Reed, Sean Manning, congressional baseball fan, and Chris Waterman.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, it's very sensual. Oh, we love it. We love it. Also, a very big thank you, as always, to our amazing executive producers who keep the lights on and the replicators running. Commander Chris, Simon Stager, and the Chief. Oh, no, just the Chief, Ernesto Castagna, and Chris Waterman. Forgot that there's that other one. That's awesome. We have so many executive producers now. So cool.
Who is real, by the way?
I know you met him. I know you met him. Did he feed you alcohol?
I don't remember.
That's
Which means yes.
Oh boy.
Means yes.
I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure he bought me a drink.
Ernesto's in the chat, so he'll let us know. Haven with a super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat, Haven. Even if you aren't a patron, thank you for being here. As always, Haven is absolutely right. YouTube chat, patron, not patron, we don't care. We love you. Welcome aboard the U.S.S. Strange New Pod. You guys all freaking rock.
I'm getting a special request here.
Do it.
Oh,
Do it,
you?
Hawk.
Ooh.
Can you give us an "oh yeah" as AKA Barry White? I don't know if I can get my voice that deep, but
Do it. Just going close. Going close and do it.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was almost
It's like-
Macho Man.
It's like the Kool-Aid Man.
Ooh, yeah.
Do it faster. Yeah, do it. Do it like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ernesto says he didn't get a chance to.
See, he
Feed you
didn't buy
alcohol.
me a drink.
that's a shame. Which one of our Canadian contingent wants to read our first bit of news? Because it's a fun one.
I can do it. Sure.
Hit it.
I was going to drink, but that's cool. Thanks to our
I'll drink
awesome
for you.
executive producer, Commander Chris. We have our episode that we're going to record together at Fan Expo. That's right. It's going to be called Gorn with the Win, the continuation of our Best of Species series, looking into the Gorn just in time for this finale. We're figuring out exactly how we're going to get that to you and trying to figure out if there's a space that we can record in and go live. This is all stuff that's up in the air. We'll figure it out and we'll let you know.
Yep. It's going to be fun. Chris, thank you so much for the recommendation. It is going to be fun because we're going to talk about Gorn weddings and go off the rails as we always do. So, happy hour right after this podcast, our last Strange New Worlds happy hour. I want all the Vegas stories. So give them to me because I need to live vicariously.
What happened in
through
Vegas stays in Vegas, Julian.
But didn't Nami just like post a picture of you two on her Instagram story?
Yeah, Nami posted a picture of her like kneeling in front of me and giving me.
It looks like she's proposing.
giving me a ring with a light inside, like this rubber ring for kids.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, oh great, I didn't post it.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like whatever happens in Vegas taunts me on Twitter. So
Yeah,
that too.
absolutely, that's true.
Ooh, excuse me. Drinking and ate some yummy food. Let's see. Our Lower Decks rewatch begins at the end of the month. The details are pinned on Discord in the Watch Alongs channel. We will have our nightly sticker giveaway, which I'm going to post a picture of soon, designed by MC. It's awesome, by the way, BT dubs. And yeah, we'll be giving away a copy of season 3 of Lower Decks to one lucky winner in the US as well. Hawk, who are we interviewing tomorrow?
We are interviewing the editors of Strange New Worlds. I don't have their names in front of me. Here we go. Editors Wes Whittam, and our friend and assistant editor Matt Capocci.
Capocci. I think it's Capocci, but we'll let you get away with it. Yeah,
All right.
It's one of those.
Capocci, who edited Strange New Worlds 203, 206, and 209, and that'll drop as a bonus pod on Monday.
Sure will. It's going to be fun. Yep. And then MC, take this bit of news, please.
So next week we're taking off doing live because we've been doing a lot of lives with Strange New Worlds, but we're still going to have a show for you because Julian and I will be interviewing makeup designer Neville Page to talk about the beautiful new coffee table book he's done, Star Trek: The Art of Neville Page. He's worked on the Kelvin films, Disco, Picard. His stuff is awesome, and we're so excited to talk to him.
This book is dope. I can't wait for that interview. So that'll be
How many pages is that?
It is
It looks
lot.
thick.
a lot. It's a thick boy. It is 185.
That's a good art book.
That's a good book. Yeah, that's a good.
185.
That's a good art book.
It is. It is. It's going to be great. So yeah, that'll be a live premiere next Thursday at our normal 9:30 p.m. slot. We just won't be live with you. Maybe one or two of us will join in the chat and chat with you guys about Neville. Yeah. And then, listen, I hear there's a sale going on at the Heroes and Villains shop of Parnassus Beta because, it's going out of business.
Is it a fire sale?
No, Heroes and Villains.
Fire sale.
Is a fire
Ouch.
sale.
Ouch, Hawk.
There is. Giraffe is rocking that awesome United Earth Fleet shirt from Heroes and Villains right now. That's right. Also, Threading the Needle if you need to fight some Gorn. This is featuring the Enterprise and Ortegas doing some fancy flying. Both awesome shirts that you can get on heroesandvillains.com, and you can get 20% off your first order using the code STRANGE.
Get
What's
it
up?
before it's Gorn.
Get off my
That's from Eric in the chat.
Nice. Awesome. Love it. Love it. 20% off your first order using our code STRANGE. That is US only. I'm expecting a package in the next couple of days to show off some more cool shirts and stuff. So, we will have those to show. Maybe give one or two of them away. We'll see. We got things going on. So, giveaways are always fun. I like giving shit away.
Can we? If we can, I mean.
I think we can.
Okay.
Once there are hours to do things with,
True.
True, right? Yeah. Anything else? Does anybody have any news I missed? Because that was a lot of news. Good?
I think we're good.
Strange New Loop time. So we met Mr. Lieutenant Junior Grade Montgomery Scott today on Strange New Worlds, and boy, I loved it. And my question is maybe simple, maybe not. After his introduction in Hegemony, which legacy character do you think that they should introduce next? Let us know in the chat, please, guys. Does anybody have one right off the top of their head?
I definitely do.
Oh,
When we say legacy character, it's like a bridge crew character.
No,
Any character.
I think it can be anybody.
Anybody from TOS.
Anybody. Oh, I
Yeah.
already have an answer.
Yeah. I have many answers because, Julian, I have a bone to pick with you about this. I'm working on a video about this very subject, and you knew about it.
Well, we can still do a Strange New Loop on it.
No, I mean, we could totally still do a Strange New Loop.
You actually are the only one on the pod who reads the outline ahead of time. You could have yelled at me and told me to change it. Just saying.
No, I wanted to yell at you on the podcast.
I read this
That's
one.
fair. I deserved it. Damn it, Eric.
I have no idea what's going on.
All right. So after MC's picked a bone with me, who's got one? I know Giraffe said that she's got one, right?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Hit it.
I want Roman Commander.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yep.
That'd be
I like it.
awesome. That'd be gorgeous. They already have the uniforms.
Yep.
So
Sure do.
let's go.
Yep. Nice. Anybody else? Pod hosts?
I'd say.
Who? There, I just heard.
Go,
three
Hawk.
people.
Go.
Go on.
Oh, I don't know. I might be stealing yours, or
No, you won't.
okay.
Unless I was joking with you about this one, which is possible.
Nope.
I can't remember who I was joking about this with.
I want to see who they cast as Sulu next.
Are you saying that because I'm Asian? I mean, come on. Ouch. Also, yes, that would be wonderful.
Yes,
I want to know what the hell is going on.
I know you love Sulu.
I do so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Eric, I think I heard you raise your hand next, but you're listening for
No, this
child, I
is a
think?
child thing. One sec.
Child thing. MC,
Okay,
do you have one? Go ahead.
I do. I can't believe I'm going to say this, considering I've been complaining about how much Kirk has been in this season, but I want to see Gary Mitchell.
Yes, I want to see Gary Mitchell too.
That would be
Yeah,
great.
Gary
They're
Mitchell without being like super powered. I want to see that.
I think that we're most probably gonna see Carol Marcus, so that's why I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No,
I think we're definitely gonna see. Somebody said Leila Kalomi. I'm
Yep.
pretty sure we're gonna see her. Also.
Yeah.
Come on.
Spock's rebound, I guess.
Yeah, right. I'm like, that would be like, I want to go a little bit crazy, like a little bit crazy. But Gary Mitchell is a good one.
That is a good one.
I mean, they could do a package. Gary Mitchell and what's his name? His bully in the academy.
Finnegan, right?
Finnegan.
Yeah.
Like an academy flashback, like Finnegan and Gary Mitchell. That'd be fun.
Yep.
That'd be fun.
Go ahead.
I would love, and this is so silly, but I feel like they could pull it off. I would love to see a baby Chekhov.
Oh my god!
Because Chekhov
like
is a baby
11.
right now.
It's like a little baby.
Yeah. If not that, I want to see a return of Harry Mudd because I like Rainn Wilson.
Oh my God! If they brought Mudd in for an episode of Strange New Worlds,
That
I'd
will be amazing.
be
That'd
all about
so
it.
cool.
Him and Anson Mount, I think, would like just kill it together.
100%.
Cyrano Jones.
Cyrano Jones. Let's go to K7.
I saw like cosplayer like going together as Cyrano Jones and Harry Mudd, and I was like, this is the duo I didn't know I needed.
Yeah.
Kay Quinn writes Elizabeth Denner.
That is the doctor who got also turned into like the super person from
The other
That's
one,
right.
the
Her and
other-
Gary Mitchell. That's right.
Never God, yeah.
And then, as much as I'm not a TAS stan, I love Chris's in the chat. Bring back a young Eric's from TAS.
Yes.
Eric's, yep.
all of the TAS people.
Yes.
Riley.
Riley.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yum Yum Pod's got a good one actually. Let Sam Kirk's family like actually exist at some point.
I like that.
Like show them. Yeah. I have two. I'll maybe not do the second. I've been saying this since the beginning. I really need a Pike April like flashback episode where they have like one last mission together, and it's like right before April hands over the keys. And even if it's a one-off, I gotta imagine Archer's still alive. And as much as I hate Archer, I still think it would be a really nice way to like connect the universe even more by having him be there for the handover of the Enterprise. So Archer, and some more Archer. I don't even remember who my second was. No, it was Gary Mitchell, because I said to you like weeks ago when you were telling me about the video of Gary Mitchell. So go ahead and draft.
T-Pole may still be alive. We've been
T'Pol,
talking
yes.
about it. I would love to see
definitely,
T'Pol.
If Archer's
that'd be
alive,
it.
then T'Pol's definitely alive. Right?
Yeah.
Epic.
Yep.
I'd die for that. Firstborn, like, what did they want? Tell me.
To pull and to bring in an
people.
episode together.
Oh my
All
god.
the energy. Yeah.
I'd be here for that.
Yep. Nice.
The
Love
fan
it.
fiction that would be born from that.
Love it. Congressional baseball fan Lieutenant Commander Sonak needs to have a successful beam up before he dies tragically in the motion picture.
Oh, come on. Too soon.
Someone was saying, I don't know, I don't know if it was in the chat here or if on the Discord, but someone wanted to see, what's his name? Who's the actor who played Spock in the Kelvin
Zachary
Bears?
Quinto.
Quinto as
Zachary
Cybok.
Quinto.
Cybok. Yep.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, listen, the fact that he showed up in Vegas, I was like, my spidey
Suspicious.
sense were tinkling. I was like, why is he at a convention when it's been like more than 10 years that he didn't show up?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
that was weird to me that he was here. Like, but we
Yeah.
never know because of the strike, so they can't tell us anything.
Yeah.
So.
I'll never tell.
So, I think it was Kay Quinn or in the chat. No, Eric Summers said MRES from the animated series. Live action cations. We want them.
Yes, indeed. Agreed. Anything else? Good?
I don't think, Ernesto says cash grab. I don't think Quinto needs cash.
No, I don't think Quinto needs cash either.
No.
He's got Star Trek money. He's got Heroes money. He's
He
got
gets American Horror Stories.
American Horror Story
Big
money.
money there.
That dude's like Scrooge
lot.
McDuck swimming. He's good.
He's good, yeah.
He's good.
I think he just likes Star Trek, and I
think he
hope
likes
that
Star Trek.
comes back.
Yeah.
Yep. Should we get into it? Yes?
Yeah.
Good? It is our review of the season finale of Star Trek Strange New World, Season 2, titled Hegemony, or is it Hegemony? Hegemony?
Hegemony.
Hegemony.
The Gorn Hegemony. They are many things. So our order tonight is going to be Eric, Hawk, Giraffe, followed by MC, and then myself. Let's do this one, guys. Parnassus Beta. I hear it's nice this time of year. The episode starts with a captain's log from Battelle, which I gotta say, like, just kept on like the narrative that we all thought was gonna happen, and they just telegraphed it so much that I think we just willed it out of it happening. So yeah, she starts with a captain's log. They've come to this colony, Parnassus Beta, to help the colonists with like some minor agricultural issues, vaccinations, which are being handed out by Chapel, who's on her way to Corby's fellowship. I have a lot of theories about this too, by the way. And you know, other things that you need to do when a new colony is trying to prosper. And live long. Battelle, or Bagel, gets a call from Pike, and they're talking about the intricacies of the colony's indecision with requesting Federation membership. And before we actually continue, I wanted to briefly chat about this. Aren't these ships that end up on these planets, these colony ships, Federation members?
That's what I thought.
I thought they were in negotiations to be in the Federation. I thought
But don't they leave from Earth as Federation citizens?
Well, they're pretty shit. Well, okay, so I'm a French citizen, right?
Right.
I come here. I cannot say wherever I am is France.
No. True. But are they colonizing the planet in the name of the United Federation of Planet? No. Okay.
No,
So,
I think I
there we
see
go.
it a little bit more like, like when British
Right.
colonizer
gotcha.
came to the U.S. Like they
Yeah.
just like get a ship and like came and were like, "Hey, that's us now."
Yeah.
And I see it a little bit like that. And then I think if the planet becomes prosperous enough,
Then they
and
can
or
apply.
they get too much into bullshit with the Gorn, for example, they're like, can we be in now
Yeah,
that we're
right.
out?
Yep.
And do we know that they're all from Earth too? Like it could be a mix.
That looked like a
there's-
whole lot of humans.
But
on
humans
that
are
colony.
everywhere.
Yeah, but humans are everywhere. Yeah.
It's
They're
the
humanoid.
Midwestern model.
Hold on. Are they at this point? Because remember, this is the Wild West of Trek. They're still colonizing the universe at this point. So this looks like a pretty fresh colony. That thing is like spick and span. So I don't know. I don't know if we're quite everywhere just yet.
Well,
I feel
you saw
like this was.
you saw the Illyrians. The Illyrians look like humans, but they're not humans.
good
and
point.
they had
Good point.
colonies and so on. So
Right. Fair.
It's
Another
definitely
thing.
Federation because they called their colony the Midwestern model.
That's
so
true.
not only if it's
That's fair.
Earth, it's American as
That's true.
fuck.
They like. Yeah.
don't you know there's only Americans on Earth in Star Trek?
Yep. It's true.
Like when they time travel,
Midwestern
they're always
Americans.
in America. They all up in America. Oh, Canada, but sorry, but at this point, Canada doesn't exist anymore. So
Apparently.
It's part of the U.S.
Hawk, what were you going to say?
I was going to say that this could be some sort of cartography mistake in that. You see how close that planet was to the demarcation line?
Right.
That they just kind of maybe went over, or maybe they thought, the Gorn's not going to.
No. The Gorn made that demarcation line immediately after the Enterprise showed
Yeah.
up.
Right.
That was like, oh, by the way, fuck you. Here you go. Can't cross. Sorry.
I like that. It's like very neutral zone. It's like nobody
Oh,
respects
yeah.
any border in that storyline, but like the Gorn are going to respect a made up border. Cool.
Yeah. To continue on this, the signal between Battelle and Pike is lost, and a Gorn mothership comes on full Independence Day, arrives in the atmosphere, and then Enterprise warps in to find the Cayuga just demolished, destroyed, gone, blitzed, annihilated. Thoughts on this cold open, Eric?
I enjoyed it. I liked hearing Battelle do more than just, complain about their relationship and, sort of. I really
in
like
jail.
Melanie Scrofano because she was Winona Earp and she was amazing in that show. So anytime they give her more to do on this show is, amazing. And I'm sad that she didn't get more because I wanted to see her as a captain, and this was like the perfect time. And all she did was really talk to Chapel about, her going back to do her fellowship, and then it's like, oh shit, things are happening, and then she, sort of becomes the person that they're going to save, which sort of sucks because I really like her and I want her to have more.
I have a lot to talk about with that. We'll do it later on, but I have a lot because I think they're actually maybe setting that up with this episode a little bit. But
I'm hoping, but
we'll see.
like Michael Kwan said in the chat, she's like Schrodinger's cat right now, and we don't know if she's dead or alive.
right.
I thought it was beautifully shot. It really gave this whole here's the calm before the storm. Look at all these children on their swings, and people are getting haircuts in an old timey barber, and people are just having the time of their life. And then you get this nice, amazing shot of a ship that just comes in. The conversation between Pike and Batel was nothing for me. It was more me thinking, oh, she's gonna die. This is him being like, I love you now, which means she's gonna die in my brain. I do like that the Gorn come in with communication disruption, because a communication disruption can only mean one thing: invasion, which we learned in the Phantom Menace, right?
Hold on.
You're a nerd.
When I
You
saw
dove deep for that, sir.
when
and
I saw them do the communication disruption, I was sitting here. I was like, I have to make a TikTok with this right now.
Sorry.
I love the red shirt that was the first one to see the ship come in, because obviously you can't hear a giant ass ship coming in. You have to see it first. But his look was like, why am I wearing this red shirt? Why? Why? And then we never see him again. He's gone. He's one of
red shirt.
He's dead. He dead.
Gorn food.
He dead.
He's a
he was
breeding sack
he was
now.
an ensign too. Yeah. He's dead.
Yeah. I do love like the graphics in this sequence. This whole episode is gorgeous. Seeing the Cayuga go around the planet was so old school TOS. It was wonderful. It could have been a fake model in a fake planet. I would have been happy. But the going through the clouds really looked like a Kelvin first shot. So I was just like, yes, lovely.
Yeah. Nice. Very good. Hawk.
Same. I mean, I love the way it started kind of peaceful, but like hearing Batel like get so many lines and doing a captain's log, it was like, okay, everybody's right. She's getting fridge. So
She's so dead. She's dead. She's dead.
Dead. She's on the planet. And I know we saw that shot in the promo images, but it was still so impressive to see it. And it was just like, this was such a great cold open in that. It just went from good to bad to really, really, really freaking bad. Like, how could they ever, like, come back from that place, before the credits even rolled? This is a great cold open. Not too much else to say, but
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, fair. Yeah. Giraffe.
Listen, I'm so glad they waited 18 episodes to have Chappelle do something. So blessed. Hashtag blessed. She's doing stuff. She's, I like seeing battle. I like seeing Chappelle, like just, doing Starfleet officer stuff. That red shirt is 1,000% dead. We know it. Only one red shirt can survive. The boy who lives. This is the only one, No, I like that opening, and I'm again a bit like, I don't understand why they put pieces of the last episode in the first trailer of the show.
They didn't used to do that. Do you remember? Like, especially with Disco, it was like the first 3 or 4 episodes, and that was it.
Was it a lot of shots? Because I didn't watch the trailer.
It was a good
It was
amount.
the main shot with like the Gorn ship going in, and
that's such a good surprise. Why?
I know.
They had the Cayuga all
destroyed. You had Chappelle and Spock floating. So you're like,
Gorn going up on Spock was in the
Gorn
trailer.
coming back in Spock. Yeah. So basically, all the big plot twists of like that episode were given in the trailer, and I respect Eric for not watching the trailer.
You're cementing my belief in not watching these trailers.
It's like when you watch a trailer for a movie and all the big moments are already in the trailer, and then why the hell am I watching the movie? So yeah, I like Disco trailer because you had at least 5 episodes where you had no clue what they were going to talk about. But this moment with the ships was like gorgeous, by the way. Like, CGI was amazing. What's all this spoil? I know what was going on. So but no, that cold open was super good. I was happy to finally see the Gorn.
Yeah.
They're like a whole freaking season waiting for them. And their ships are amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
It makes me want to see a Gorn scientist, right?
Yeah.
I think we saw one, maybe.
That's the one that kills stealth Gorn or a science Gorn. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was like an engineer Gorn or a science Gorn.
That's
Either
so
way,
true.
he's now a I don't know.
Well, they fridge him.
Clever to say. They fridged him. They fridged the Gorn. They did. MC.
I mean, this opening was, you guys have said it all. It was so good. Like, it was such a good, like, I'm trying to come up with words. It was foreboding. That is the right word for it. I kept on thinking that Patel was absolutely dead with everything. We're going to share our feelings. She's getting a captain's luck. Like, come on. I respect them so much for not actually fridging her because they were really setting it up. Chapel, I like seeing Chapel do stuff. I just like the fact that there's always the underlying, like the fact that, you're going early and it's the underlying, this is because of Spock thing that was just like, do you realize they've been breaking up for like, I mean, that's very true. But they've been breaking up for 4 episodes. Like,
I'm going to give Chapel the benefit of the doubt for going early. You never know when they're that far out, like when there's going to be another ship to transport her, and the Cayuga literally was with them.
That's true. Okay.
I mean, not to discount what you're saying, because that's also true. Like, fuck, Spock's still on the ship. It's awkward. I'm out. But also convenience, too.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, there's other stuff that's more infuriating with that than this opening.
Right. I absolutely adored this, and I'm going to pull up my text messages because I was texting, who was I texting? Nami. And I said, God, where is it? I don't even remember what I said. Anyway, I said something along the lines of, Jesus Christ, you got me fucking like right with the music in this cold open. I'm there. I don't. And listen, like, we always have great things to say about Nami, but I think as far as opening an episode, I think this is the best work she's done, because after the opening credits rolled, I was like,
the Gorn theme, the placement of it was perfect and so eerily done. Like the orchestration on it was brilliant.
It was Nami's most, MC just used the word, it was, I think, her most foreboding score that she's done for an episode yet, right? Like for Memento Mori, it was very like submarine and like that, like more tense. This was just like bad shit's going down, and she set that up perfectly. I adored the score for I mean the whole episode, but this cold open especially. I'm saying it here, I'm saying it now. I think by the time I heard Captain Patel say captain's log, I was like, she ain't dead. They have been telegraphing this so much. Now they're going to give her a captain's log too.
Yeah, because then she's going to die. So like,
and that's when I knew they're not going to kill her.
I'm still not sure she's completely out of the woods yet.
I think she's 100%. We will. I think she is 100% out of the woods. We'll talk about it. Anyway, I don't have much else to say besides the music like destroyed me in the best way possible. I loved it. It's the next part. But I'll say that in the next part. Yeah, no, great cold open. Anything going on in the chat? Eric Summer says, honestly, this might be Nami's best episode. It's up there. It is up.
It is up there. But
Giraffe, what's Nami's best episode?
I'd say Illusion Kingdom.
Damn good.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see.
And I loved Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow also.
Yes. Great music there too. Agreed. Let's talk about this rescue strike team that Pike puts together, right? He's told by April in one of, I think, their most tense conversations yet to stay on his side because the Gorn create that demarcation line the minute Enterprise warps in. And he gets a team to go help his search for Patel and the survivors with Ortegas, Sam, La'an, and M'Benga. They take a camoed out shuttle down by Ortegas' idea because they're not watching the debris. So good idea there by Ortegas. And that's all because of the Gorn disruption field on the planet. And then on the ground, they come across a Gorn youngling. They have these new phasers, right? Which I think reek of Section 31, by the way. Maybe Ash Tyler's doing some fancy stuff for them right now. Hey, he's head of Section 31 right now. So yeah, it's true. And they go looking for survivors after Sam notices a whole bunch of other Gorn coming their way. Thoughts on getting to see some more Ortega's fancy flying, as well as Sam kind of being useful on the planet and more on this whole, Pike's reaction to everything. Eric.
I was hoping to see more of April this season, to be honest.
Same.
Like, especially with him talking about the Gorn stuff in the first episode. So I would have loved to see more of the tensions growing between the Gorn and the Federation, and then leading to this point. That would have been cool. But 10-minute episodes, you can only fit so much, I guess. The Ready Room scene was fantastic, and I love that Sam was like, you know what, I was scared shitless before, but I want to actually help out. Like, that was such a cool moment for him, and I really like Sam Kirk. I like the actor who plays him.
He knows he fucked up, right? He was scared. He was kind of a douche. He was a bit racist towards Spock,
for sure,
making up for past transgressions.
And he's the hotter of
it's the mustache, my friend. It's the mustache.
for real.
The Section 31 gear, I 100% believe that. I do. It's darker, like they always do with Section 31.
Black.
So they're like
a red light.
yeah, exactly. 100%. I loved it. I love that it said the Gorn Protocol on the thing. I love the props on the show are so good.
I want a shirt written Gorn Protocol.
Yes. Well, we know
Maybe
people that might make
from
them.
Heroes and Villains. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Gorn Protocol.
I like it.
The Ortegas plan, like, man, I love Boba Fett floating in the garbage too. Like, and where Boba Fett learned that from Obi-Wan when he was flying, when he was in the asteroid field, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So full circle. Ortegas is a sci-fi fan, so she just got it from these old movies she saw as a kid. Man, that sequence was so good when she was flying in and like the swoop down, which I assume probably was spoiled in the trailer too.
Sure was.
Why? Oh my god!
I know.
It's such a good sequence, and the joy that she has on her face, and we know that Pike was a test pilot, so the fact that he was like, "Wow, that was a little too much," just so good.
The fact that none of them blew chunks is miraculous.
We don't know what happened afterwards.
That's true. That's true.
I like the look of the set that they did when it was dark and everything was on fire and they were sort of searching around. It had this whole episode, I was telling this to Hawk, has a very Aliens and Alien 3 feel, the whole episode, especially since the last Gorn episode was Alien 1.
It was totally Alien 3, 1000%.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
Oh yeah.
For sure. And I like the idea that they're smart enough and another child has come down.
Yep. The whole gang. The Scooby.
I like the idea that they send out the young to just like decimate everything, just so that they can get bigger.
I have to say that I'm thoroughly entertained by your daughter doing like random things behind you.
She's watching Sailor Moon and playing with Lego, and now both of them are. I don't know what's going
But she
on.
dances. She like passed around.
She was doing thumbs up at one point.
But yeah, she was agreeing with us. Like,
Anyway,
A head nod. Yeah.
yeah, that I think that's it.
Fair. Yep.
Oh my god, there was so much to talk about. Yeah, they did the aliens. I also think they did another Alien first movie reference in that towards the end, and that with the EV suits.
Oh, 100%.
oh, finally, yeah, absolutely.
But also the camouflage they were using, it reminded me of Serenity. That when they
Oh, what's the Reavers?
Yeah, when they had to decorate their ship up as a Reaver ship to get through and that. I also think they're embracing a lot more of the physics and that the Expanse kind of brought to like back to sci-fi, which I'm here for. I loved it. And it also, this part also gave us probably the best joke of the episode. I think, who was it who said, break glass in case
Break
of
glass
Gorn?
in case of Gorn Ortegas. Yep.
I love Ortegas.
It was so good.
Yeah. And yeah, it was amazing. Now, I know we saw the free fall part in the trailers and that, but it's still great to see. It was great seeing like Pike, like the test pilot. He was having a tough time with that fall, right?
I wonder who does better in that situation, Archer or Pike. Both of them.
Also, the Archer. You know why? Because Archer was someone in dingy spaceship.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
just made up with no dampeners and anything fancy. Pike has always been in like state of the art stuff with stuff. Like 1000% Archer.
Yep. True.
Let's see. So it was still great to see. And yeah, it's Ortegas. I wish they had kind of really given her an episode this season. You know, they missed out.
Was this her moment? Remember how they kept on saying that she has her moment?
Yeah, but
Is this
she
the
had her
one
moment in the
she had?
damn Rigel 7 episode, and god fucking damn
Yeah,
it.
I
Just
know.
give her like a fucking 60-minute episode, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we actually learn some more stuff other than her name.
Other
and
than
that,
flying.
And that she flies the ship.
Yep.
Sam being useful, yes. He's a xenobiologist. Of course he was on this away mission.
I mean, we don't know. One is a xenobiologist, one is a xenoanthropologist, one is a whatever. Like, it depends. It's like the
Yeah.
Joker. Like, whatever scientist you need is going to be that scientist for that. I'm like, how can he go from an anthropologist to a biologist? It's fine. It's okay. He knows everything.
Multidiscipline.
His
Yeah,
title is
exactly.
actually Alien Guy.
Alien guy, yeah.
It's on his quarters, right? It's like,
Sci-fi shit.
yeah, sci-fi shit. Yeah.
I'm good.
Yum Yum Pod writes, you don't need to give a character a whole episode to be good. Look at Sam Kirk. I know more about him and his attitudes. Listen, Yum Yum Pod, I've been thinking about you for 5 weeks straight because we've had 5-week streak finally of Sam Kirk. And I just have to be like, you're finally eating well. And I'm very happy for you because I know that you were missing Sam Kirk. I have to disagree though. Ortegas is like one of the main bridge characters. And I think everybody else but her, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, has had an episode.
I feel like we know more about Sam Kirk than we do Ortegas.
Because we do.
Yeah.
We do.
So,
That's
I
true.
mean, that's a problem.
Yeah, true.
I will say that Ortegas does, like, when she is featured, you know, well in
No, that's
the
true.
scenes. Yeah.
Yep.
They do, you know, despite not giving her an entire episode, they do, like, you know, she gets her moments in throughout the series and that.
I think
Yeah.
that's a lot of that is Melissa Navia just being just amazingly charismatic.
Yeah, fair. Dreff.
So my problem with Ortegas is that I know one thing about Ortegas is that she flies the ship, and in that episode, we just are shown that she flies the ship, and I'm like, okay, so
But
that's
she also
already something.
flies the small ship.
But she flies the small ship, and I
And the
see her
big
fly
ship.
the small ship, and I was like, I still don't know shit about her. So
Draft, did you also know that she's a war hero?
yeah, so she learned to fly the ship during the war, and like basically every moment we get of Ortegas are like in the end adding up to the same information, and I'm just can we move on or like expand or like show me more than like her flying the ship? Like, where did she learn? What is she scared of? I don't know.
Why is she a war hero?
Why is she a war hero? Stuff like this. But yeah, so yeah, she gets the moments, but Sam Kirk gets moments, and every moment teaches me something different about Sam Kirk. So far, every single Ortegas moment have taught me exactly the same thing. So I'm always glad to see her.
Right?
But maybe she can cook, she can write poetry, I don't know. Like, what else? Does she cut her own hair? I don't know. Give
I think
me
she cuts her own
something.
hair.
Yeah.
Maybe she should cut Spock's hair.
That,
Yes.
yes.
Yes,
Yep.
thank you. Actually, that moment with like the weapon and so on made me reflect a lot about Starfleet because, you know, like when it's like sometimes the monsters are just monster, and I'm like, no, this is not a thing. And then the doctor being like, how are we gonna murder them, and like how are we gonna shoot them dead, and all these people being very adamant about murdering a species that they absolutely know nothing. And, you know, I was like jokingly, oh, ha, ha, we come in peace, ha, ha, ha. And then I was like, fuck, that's what Tekuvma says about Starfleet. They're going to come here and say that they come in peace, but they're going to shoot you in the face. And I was like, that's exactly what they did with Klingons. And what they're doing with the Gorns. And that made me reflect on like the attitude of Starfleet at that time.
No. I'm going to write exactly where she
I know
left
she's
off.
making a really good point right
She
now,
is. Starfleet at
That-
that time. Hi, Donnie. How are you? good to see you in the chat.
Is it Power Rangers month?
Is it Power Rangers month?
Apparently.
Apparently.
Day 10 of Power Rangers month. I want to know more.
Section 31 always cutting Giraffe off, by the way. Eric, while we're waiting for Giraffe to come back, I will say that you, sir, are batting 2 for 2. So the next time you're on needs to be 3 for 3, if you catch my drift.
No, I don't. You're talking about all of my children?
No. You made an episode 1 reference? You made an episode 2 reference?
Yeah.
Yeah, just letting you know. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. I'm going to have Giraffe keep going when she comes back. MC, I'm going to go to you, and then she can continue. Go ahead with your thoughts on this part.
I mean, like, this part I really love this part. Like, I like getting some stuff from Ortegas. Like, I mean, even if it is more of the, flying the ship, Erica, you were born for this. I mean, like, still, it's nice. It's nice for her to do stuff. I do have to say, in answer to Michael Kwan in the chat, we're all assuming that there's more to her. With some people, that's it. They just fly the ship. I do not agree with that because Ortegas is not a real person. She is a character. She can have as much going on as she wants. And Giraffe is back.
Yep.
Can we just agree that every time I say something smart, I get kicked out?
Every single time.
We were just saying that.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Like, that's outrageous.
Giraffe, I'm gonna splice this together when you go on your. Hold on, I'm gonna let MC finish so I can have her clean thoughts, and then I'm gonna go back to you and splice them together.
I barely got into mine. Just had
sure?
Giraffe.
Okay, so Giraffe, you cut off at. You're gonna probably scream. Starfleet at that time. How much longer were you
I spoke about Takuma already, right?
Yeah, you talked about Takuma.
Yeah. So Starfleet at that time, like, they have these very how can I say that? Maybe post-colonial attitude towards new species that are non-humanoid or non-abiding to the same set of value that they think are universal. Because I feel like the Federation have like this set of values that are like very like human value, let's be honest, and that they imagine that are the greatest value and the real value and the true values. And then when you meet like species that don't beat to the same value, like the Gorn, like I would say even the Romulans, like kinda, or the Klingons, absolutely, then they're considered like savages and like very often called primitive, and then violence is used against them. And like this wolfing of them, like just having like these giant guns and going and shooting like the younglings. I was like, if the Kuvma was saying this, would like, see, that's what they do. If you're not exactly like them, if you don't think like them, if you don't be the same set of values and rules as them, they're gonna shoot you dead. And that's very what Strange New Worlds has been doing, which again, like, raised the whole question.
Uh-oh.
Like, we see the Gorns. They have a spaceship. Like, it's very when he says, "Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't. Why am I cutting again?
Out. I don't know.
I changed it. Like, I don't know why. It's so weird."
Well, we can hear
like,
you, so we just can't.
They are saying.
Oh,
when then she says they can't.
It's off and on. You're like coming in and out. Sorry, girl.
Wayner says signal jam.
Okay, let me.
This could be a sign of invasion.
And Gorn is like, she's fighting for the Gorn right now in her speech, and they're cutting her off for communication.
This is very Section 31, like, interfering.
This is very Section 31. It's all because we joked about having a drink on Parnassus Beta. And, it's just all going to shit. So
it's the Gorns guy.
It's the Gorns.
It's absolutely Gorn. I don't know why everything is working well. Like, I don't know why this is like not working.
Well, we can hear you now. You're just not moving.
We can hear you very clearly now.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh my God, this is so hard to like finish a thought with this.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, when Pike says, "I want to be able to reach out to them," I was like, yeah, maybe do something. Like, don't you have diplomatic corps and so on? Like there's been like negotiation to like draw the line that we see in a previous episode with
That's right.
April.
Yep.
So you talking to somebody like build these spaceships. Like these guys have like clear, motivations. Yeah. Why nobody trying to do anything and just go and shoot their kids? Like, how is that going to? I know the kids are eating people. I'm totally aware of this, but like, how do you plan on it getting better if you just go all guns blazing and like?
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you because I think, and Pike does say this throughout the episode, like I think he does want to try and open up some kind of negotiation. I think at this specific moment where the Gorn have done like an unprovoked attack and destroyed a Federation starship and killed a shit ton of colonists, then it's an issue, right?
I agree, but like that's nothing Starfleet never did before. Like
no, agreed.
We see it in Lower Decks when Tandy is like, in the finale when she's like trying to find something in the soil, and she was like, oh, maybe there's traces of life,
right,
and I'm not sure. That means that before, most probably colonists showed up and like occupied the planet and killed sentient species without knowing. We see it in Equinox, in Voyager. Like most space exploration most probably came with a lot of like, oopsie, we didn't know you were thinking people. We killed everybody. So sorry. Like we see it in Prodigy. We see it in so many episodes where they show up and they don't pay attention and end up murdering whole species. I mean, this is not new. So where the Gorn is doing that, the problem is that they're doing that to us. And where Star Trek Discovery went the other way, being, I don't think they know that they're doing that to us, or maybe they do, and maybe we should ask them first. Stranger would just go like, let's shoot everybody, which is very cowboy diplomacy. So that made me think of this, and I'm like, Klingons fucking hate their gods.
Yeah.
That was my point.
Fair.
I suppose.
Good point.
And then it made me think of Jurassic Park also a lot.
Hell yes.
Yes.
Hell yes. Yep. MC.
I agree with so much of what Giraffe was saying. For as much as that I can, piece together what Giraffe was saying.
Does that make sense? Like, what was I making sense?
No, it did. No,
you did make sense. It's just, the fact that your audio kept on breaking up at different points. But I think I picked up most of it. I am trying to figure out like the whole demarcation line. Did they actually like negotiate that with Starfleet or did
they sent them the image and they're just like, this is the
Gorn
demarcation.
Has it. April has it on his computer like 5 episodes ago.
That was different. That was a Gorn attacking a planet.
No, and he had like the line.
There was a section demarcated like for Gorn space, right?
Yeah, there was a Gorn space line.
Yeah.
Okay.
They knew, like, I don't know.
If that is the case, then I think this completely changes the look of with the Maquis later on, because this seems to be a pattern with Starfleet, just letting colonies out dry with, enemy forces. Because I do think no matter what they're saying about these people not actually being in the Federation, they're probably Federation citizens, like a lot of them, because, I mean, yeah, it's the Midwestern model. Like, come on. And the whole, like, oh, we can't strike against the Gorn because it's an act of war. Isn't what the Gorn are doing right now already like?
But it's outside. It's outside the border of the Federation. He says it at the beginning. Like that planet is not on Federation.
The planet, yes, 100%. But destroying a Starfleet vessel, which didn't do anything to the Gorn,
never stop the Romulans.
and are just giving support to the colony and destroying them in cold blood, which we've seen the Gorn do. That is an act of war.
I mean, that's the premise of Balance of Terror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as the new phasers, that's so definitely Section 31. I mean, like immediately after like all of the control stuff, and we started to get into the Gorn thing, it's like they were on that shit immediately. Ortegas, I mean, I started to get into a little bit of my thoughts. when Giraffe was having her technical difficulties. I know there have been a lot of people in the chat who have been talking about what they would like for Ortegas to have outside of being the pilot. A lot of them want Ortegas to be secretly in love with Chapel. And
Yes.
I was on that train for a while. I mean, I do ship them, but at this point, I don't want any more like sad queer ladies who can't be with the people that they want to be with. So I don't know if I'm like super behind that idea, because Chapel is going to keep on having her bullshit with Spock, and then she'll have her bullshit with Roger Corby. So there's really no time for her to have bullshit with Ortegas too. But totally okay with Ortegas being queer. I like the whole, I felt very Star Wars vibes. I think I mentioned it to Julian when we were texting during the episode, the whole like floating away in the garbage in the debris field. It's like, oh, that's very Star Wars, and I totally love it. I got a little nervous for Lieutenant Ortegas when Pike was like, Erica, you were born for this. And I'm like, well, she was born for this. If she's so good at this, why is she not still the pilot of the Enterprise 5 years
Because
from now?
she dead. Because she dead.
Yeah.
That is why.
No.
She's captain of Cayuga 2.
Cayuga A, Cayuga A, yeah. Oh man. Well, I don't have much to add to that. You all already know my theories. Ash Tyler has been a busy boy since taking over Section 31, making Gorn guns.
Gorn guns.
Gorn
Gurns.
Gurns. I love it. I actually, one of my favorite moments from this is when Pike sees the line. And listen, we don't see him get angry often, but the cinematography in this episode, don't get me started. The zoom in on his face when he goes, command crew ready room now, is like, shit's about to go down. And I really like that. I love little moments like that.
It felt like Hell on Wheels. Like it was a Hell on Wheels shot.
Yep, it did. Yep. I'm torn because both of you bring up really good points about the Gorn. I think if it's just the colony, it's like it's a slippery slope, but the Cayuga got destroyed, and that's like the issue for me. The Gorn have been attacking starships unprovoked and luring them in, as we saw in Memento Mori. So whether but
like the idea that Scotty brings up later, that the solar flares are causing a biological thing,
right.
That's not their fault, that they're just attacking their instinct.
That's what we see with the Romulan supernova. Like they end up occupying many planets outside of the Star Empire because they need a place to be. And read Second Self, very good book. But that's the whole thing that comes also after the Romulan supernova, is that they need to be somewhere. And many planets don't want to do it. Sure, they don't eat humans, but they don't seem to be the best neighbors.
No, they definitely don't.
Yeah.
Puka Hair says also Ortegas could have Spock helm. Sorry, or could give Spock's helm program to steal Enterprise and take Pike to Talos. Sure, I guess. Let's move on to Mr. Montgomery Scott at your service.
Oh,
yeah.
I see what you mean. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yep. Looking for survivors, the away team discover a device that's giving off human readings that is in fact a trap to attract Gorn, created by Scotty. Played wonderfully, beautifully. I think one thing, I think most of us agree on this episode as a whole, but like just giving all the flowers right now to Mr. Martin Quinn, a true Scotsman. What did we think finally about Scotty's intro, Eric?
I mean, I love a Canadian doing a Scottish accent. I like that's wonderful in my brain. But he was so good and so unexpected. I assume nothing spoiled in any of the trailers for him. I love that it was something ingenious.
I was about to lie to you and say they did.
I would have been so angry.
Oh, my goodness.
I love that it was something ingenious that was why he got introduced. Like he was like, I made this amazing trap that fooled all of these people on the flagship of the Federation. When he started talking, I was just like, oh my God, they did it. They brought in another person. And you know what? Part of me was like, I don't want to see another legacy character. And then he started doing more things. So I was like, oh my God, you're perfect. I want you more. I want more of you, more of you. He's so good. He reminds me, he's like a good mix of Simon Pegg and the TOS,
James
Doohan.
Doohan.
Like he's just so good. His Scottish accent is so good.
Well, it's real.
Am I gay?
I was like, oh, that's what a Scottish accent sounds like.
Well,
I didn't know.
Simon Pegg does a very good one considering he's married to a Scot. Yeah, I loved it. He's so happy about his trap and how he's explaining it to everyone that he forgets that he needs to take them out of it. I love that. I thought that's such a Scotty thing that he's just like, I tinkered so much, and look, be proud of how good I tinkered, right, guys? You want out? Okay, yeah, sure. it was so good.
Pardon my manners. Yes.
I feel like we're going to talk about more Scotty later, so I'm going to just leave it at that. He's perfect.
Fair. Yep.
Wait, one more thing.
Oh shit.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
That being said, I don't know if I want to see more legacy characters. Like, he feels like he's coming in and going to be... He's the person that makes me feel like Pelia is a placeholder. And I hate that feeling. Because I really like Pelia, and we haven't seen enough of her, and I want to know more. That being said, I want to see Carol Kane and Martin Quinn work off each other because they have a great dynamic. But I don't want her to immediately go away.
They can't afford her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. But I don't want her to get replaced right away. But I also don't want Scotty to just be like a one-off and not ever be seen again.
No, I'm here for the...
Oh, no,
I'm
he's here. He's here to
Yeah,
stay.
no, I think
Yeah.
he's here, and I think they're going to have some fun Carol Kane, Scotty shenanigans next season.
For sure.
Whenever we get it. Yeah. Hawk, Scotty.
What more can I say? Yeah, he's perfect. I mean, he just I just read the bio on that. Martin Quinn is just shy of 30 years old right now. Actually, I think he's only he's just a baby in that. And he gets to play baby Scotty. It was great. I don't really know what more to say. I mean, like, he improvised a device which set off human scents that Gorns would be attracted to, and he could trap them behind a force field. He just engineered the shit out of a Gorn trap that he did, like, not fighting them, not, blasting them to high heaven with a phaser rifle and that. He just trapped them, or meant to anyways, until he ended up trapping Pike and a bunch of people.
Yeah.
He's great. It's interesting. Like, I know a lot of people have been like, talking about, like, is this a push towards the Enterprise crew and that, and it's
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Eventually,
absolutely.
it has to be.
Yeah, it has to be.
to be. I know.
He only has
It's
a couple more years left, Pike.
Because
before he
now
goes
we
beep, beep.
know that, like, the
Five,
seasons
yeah.
are the shows have 5 seasons. Well, it's 5 years before TOS,
Yeah.
so normally the last season of Strange New Worlds, season 5, should be the passing to, like,
the new crew.
Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're building the new crew. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we know that not every single bridge crew member from Kirk's Enterprise transferred over with him. Some were on there before he showed up.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
I think we're going to get one a season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably fair. Yeah.
So far, they're really doing an exceptional job of introducing them. So kudos to the show.
Yep. Treff.
I love them. I love them so bad. I mean, love. I want to hug him, pet him, and call him Scotty. It is so cute. He's so precious. I was like, yes. I love the fact that he's like, oh yeah, well, when lizard eating man eating lizard after my ass, I get very creative. I was like, duh. Fair enough. I love how genius he is, and I love also, I was saying that to our chat, that, like, being stranded alone in a death planet is like Scotty canon event. Like it needs to happen to Scotty. He needs to end up his ass in a shuttle, crashing a planet where everything wants to kill him, and Engineer is way out of it. He does have what is the name?
Keenzer.
Keenzer. He doesn't have Keenzer. He has battle, and I'm like, sure, why not? I'm game for that. So I really liked it. I like how ingenious he is. I like how humble he is about his ingenuity also, because he's like, yeah, duh. I mean, like, I did that pretty quickly also.
Yep.
There's some people who are like that who can like just like, you know, scratch stuff together and make it work. And I always feel it was like the energy of Scotty, and I'm so glad we're gonna see him like grow. I also love the fact that he's most probably such a mess.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that is like the only the only thing I would say, like the only minus is that he is the only survivor of his crew. Like basically he saw everybody die and like engineered his ass out of that situation, exactly like Scotty in like the torpedo in Beyond, where he puts himself
In a torpedo.
in a torpedo. And I'm like, I would have liked to make maybe like 1 or 2 sentences like to explore the fact that maybe he's still like, I mean, he's shaken by everything that's going on. He's like very humorous and very, which is a defense mechanism, like, you know, when you're in high stress. But I think maybe we need a little bit more of like, I'm gonna need a minute, or like, are we all gonna die, or something like that. Like we see it a little bit when they go to the shuttle. He's like, I don't want to die, which fair enough. But yeah, I think they set up a incredibly strong character, and I'm here for that. I'm so here for that. But they need to keep Pelia also, because I think we need to see him grow under her and become the chief engineer. And we still need to know what's up between Amanda and Pelia, and I will not let them not tell me. I will burn these Frenches to the ground if I don't get to know what the fuck is going on between Amanda and Pelia. So yes, they had the occasion and they didn't do it.
She was magically not there. Yeah.
Like, you could just have tackled it and it would have been done. I would have been happy, but no, I cannot have anything nice. So yeah, that's it.
MC.
So I think I've said before that Scotty is my least favorite character in TOS. I'm very colored by the episode The Wolf Inside. The fact that
listen, he's horrible with women. Like
he's
so
really
bad.
awful in TOS. But watching him in this, I was just like, do I have a crush on Scotty?
Yes, we all do.
Yes.
Yeah, he's so adorable. And yeah, as Giraffe said, he's a baby because he's like 29 and he looks 12. I loved him because I mean, like as soon as they it's like this is some sort of weird device, and I was like, oh, who are they bringing in? Because I knew it wasn't Patel. Like, it had to be like some sort of reveal, and I was kind of like, is it Bones? Like, that seems like something that he could do, like, because it's like human waves,
right.
and then it's like, oh, and then as soon as he came out, I'm like, oh, it's Scotty, and I like actually was like pointing at my screen, Scotty, and when he spoke, I was just like, I mean, it's so nice to have an actual Scotsman playing Scotty. I mean, Jimmy Doohan like was very charming in it with his fake Scottish accent, but it was very fake. And Simon Pegg, yes, did a very good one, but I think having the accent naturally makes Martin Quinn. Maybe he's just that charismatic, but it makes his charisma comes out even more because he doesn't have to focus on putting on the accent. And I really like him, using Lieutenant.
Yes,
That's a whole lot.
I love that.
Yeah. So
That's
good.
a lot of lieutenant. Yeah.
That'll be a quiz. Yep.
Here for Scotty. I think he's gonna end up being a regular next season.
I do too.
I think if we weren't on a double strike, I think that they would have announced it today.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. I just love when he comes in and he's like, "You're not Gorn." And they're like, no. Who are you? And you know, just like Montgomery Scott at your service. I love him. He's adorable.
Montgomery Scotty.
Montgomery Scott. You're so nice, Montgomery Scotty. I like the beats and shouting.
The only thing that would have made it better for me is if you picked up a computer mouse and was like, "Hello, computer." Yeah, I would have died. I would have died in that moment.
So quaint. So quaint. So good. I have nothing else to say. I yelled and I may have slapped Karen a little bit too hard when we realized that it was him. It was wonderful. More on that. So Pike reunites with Battelle and then sits down with I wrote that he sits down with himself apparently. He sits down with Scotty and Sam and Battelle to learn what Scotty's learned. We've been talking about this briefly a little bit already, but the Gorn have some kind of connection with how they communicate and hunt due to coronal mass ejections, which is a cool bit of lore, which I really hope that they like do fun things with next season. This doesn't quite make a ton of sense to me yet, but since we've been talking about it, maybe it makes a little bit more. Did you guys understand any of this, Eric?
Yeah. So Sam really cemented this for me when he was talking about locusts and how solar flares would cause them to, you know, go and migrate and, you know, devour things. So I just put them like the Gorn, and it really makes sense, especially when they were talking about how Lon was saying how they use light to communicate, and then we have Pike way earlier being like, maybe we should open up diplomatic. I feel like this is them putting little blocks in for them to actually communicate with the Gorn in the next episode. I think this is everything. So maybe when the fervor dies down, because they can't just continue to consume, right, that those solar flares don't go on forever. I feel like there's going to be a cool down period where maybe they can open up diplomatic relations. And we don't really know how their relationship in the TOS era, right? So
right.
I would love to see that actually happen. Like I like the idea of Pike dropping that hint earlier about diplomacy, and then maybe them actually doing it in the next episode. I don't know how they're gonna. Maybe the next couple episodes. I feel like the next episode might not be them being like, you know what, my bad. We did some things. Maybe we'll chill now. But maybe a couple episodes and stuff.
Yeah, fair. Hawk?
Same. I was a little confused on it. I know that they've already established that the Gorn, use light. The focus on light to communicate and that. But when they mentioned about coronal heat mass ejections and that, I thought it was being cold-blooded creatures and that they would naturally follow the path of a heat source, right?
Yep.
And then basically establish their colonies and that along that path, and that always seeking out heat sources and that, rather than just venturing out further into the coldness of space. Given that, I think they might be, Eric's right, they might be trying to build up the resolution that we're going to see in 301 and that to this situation, where they actually do open up a pathway to negotiating with them, and that, which is difficult, but it's not impossible. And that it's just more difficult than trying to open up a path to negotiation, with say the Klingons or the Romulans and that, because their prime focus is it's like the Federation's like, we just want peace and trade resources with you. What do you guys want? Well, we want to use your bodies as breeding sacks and eat what's left over in that. Compromise?
You go do those breeding sacks things over there. We won't go over there. You go over there.
We hear the beta quadrant's nice this time of year.
Also, I feel like they've already established that within the Gorn themselves, and that they're also one of the biggest detriments to a path to peace, and that because their internal culture actually respects cullings and basically becoming the dominant within any sort of group.
But didn't they do this on the Orville? Like there was a hunter that was, or was that Lower Decks?
It was a lower deck.
Was that lower
hunter
deck?
that was trying to kill Boimler?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Boimler. Yeah.
But they catch and release.
Yeah.
The Kitchener, yeah.
I wonder if they could do something like that. Society.
Again, it's it's just another it's another obstacle in the path to peace and that. But then again, like there's been obstacles along the way, all along the way, and the Klingons and that, and the Romulans and the Borg, But then again, the Borg had to be annihilated before there was actually peace. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can really negotiate with the Borg, but
no.
I mean, Janeway did.
Janeway did. Yep.
Janeway did. Moi?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so see, I was a bit troubled by this, because they're like, it's an instinctual response. I was like, what does that fucking mean? Like, would you say that the supernova, again, like for me, it was giving like Romulan supernova. Like, would you say like, oh, the Romulan like fleeing was an instinctual response to the supernova? No, fuck no. They leave. It's bad. Like solar flares can affect Earth. Like we can have like problem with electricity and so on. Electromagnetic. Like you don't know. Maybe they had to leave because their technology could not handle that, and it was bad, and it created problem on their home planet. Like the fact that immediately they went like, it's instinctual. Again, they built a freaking spaceship. Like they most probably have moved away from that. And the other thing where they're like, oh, they're fighting for dominance, but then they see that the younglings are not fighting for dominance. So basically, nothing about these species. You're like operating on a set of, I'm getting smart again. The thing is gonna cut, right?
You actually almost did at the beginning of your thing.
Oh my god, that's like only when I'm not like the rest of the time I'm fine, but like as soon as I'm getting into discourse, like
yeah.
So that's that double conversation is really weird because you think like it's the future, like it's basics of anthropology that you don't judge a new culture using your set of value because you have no clue what they're doing, and like interpreting like what they're doing through your prism is most probably wrong. And you do the same thing in archaeology. Like it's not because it looks something like something you use that it means that. So they are disproving themselves when they're already saying like the younglings are not fighting for dominance, and they're all operating only from one experience, which is Lan's experience, which is true.
Eric Summers just wrote that. Basically, that's what they're operating on, right? Based on her biased experience.
And she was a kid, and she saw everybody die, and you cannot trust a witness, right? Like, especially during traumatic events. So, like, I don't know. I feel that like Scotty is explaining something that is very interesting. That this CME most probably created a huge technological problem for them, and they go, oh yeah, their response to light. What are we talking about? Like, is that your first like assumption? That's such a weird assumption. It's so weird that they still go into these, they are animals, when everything proves the opposite. I do think that Strange New World is playing on the fact that they have these biases and it's going to come and bite them in the ass, because we clearly see later that the Gorns definitely have an endgame, right? And that the biases that right now they have about them just being animals feeding and animals trying to eat humans is most probably going to be a problem. They should consider them as conscient and intelligent and with a plan enemy. For me, they're like, like dealing with the Romulans, except that Romulans just murder everybody, they don't eat them, but they still kill everybody. Like all the Klingons, like this is the same thing. Klingons will kill everybody, but not eat them. I mean, no, they ate Giorgio.
Yeah.
Sure.
It did. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that like constant bias that they have of treating the Gorn like they're animals and not a sentient species is really weird, but I hope it's a plot device to prove them wrong.
Yep. Yeah. Fair. MC?
Just while we're still talking about Scotty, because we are talking about Scotty in this, one thing I noticed is that they never have Scotty outside, despite the fact that they have an outside set. I'm wondering if they maybe learned their lesson from earlier this season when they had all of those set pictures of Kirk from Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, because that's how people found out that he was playing Kirk.
100%. Yep.
Because we were actually very surprised by Scotty. On the Gorn I understand maybe half of what Giraffe said, but the half I understand makes sense. I
Do you
don't
mean you didn't understand what I said?
Half of it. Half.
I understand about half of what you said, because I am not very scientific at all. And the Gorn, I don't understand the Gorn just in general. I don't understand this version of them because I love Arena. And I still don't understand how we get from this to Arena. And I would very much like to see how that happens.
I don't think the Arena Gorn was a real Gorn. I think that they're retconning the Gorn, and the idea is to think that the who was it that set the trap for the Enterprise and brought that Gorn to fight Kirk? I think that was like them imagining what a Gorn looked like and put it on that planet.
And they're not retconning it because that they look like the Gorns in
too.
Enterprise.
Yeah.
And lower, yeah.
But they look like the Gorns in Enterprise, like the one you see in Into the Mirror Darkly. They're very close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Northern Gorn and Southern Gorn.
Yeah, and just the idea of Gorn, like their whole reproduction cycle, like involving humans. Like, I totally understand how they're like, taking that from the Aliens franchise. But one thing about that in the Aliens franchise is that the xenomorphs were a created species. They were created to specifically do that. They were a biological weapon. That's why it doesn't really make any sense. The Gorn, if we're to believe that they are a real species, I don't know if it would so intimately involve humans. So I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't.
Sorry, I don't know that it specifically involves humans. It's like it's any organic that they
humans. What's his name on the the whatever the ship was that was in 109?
Yeah.
And
well, I mean,
Hemmer.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not specifically humans, but they are specifically seeking out, sentient life forms to, breed in. That seems like more trouble than it's worth if they can, if it's not like a necessity for them. That's just my opinion. I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing other than they really want to do all of the aliens, which is, respect. The alien movies are half good.
Half. Exactly.
Yeah.
I got nothing. Skip. No, it was fine. I still don't quite understand it. I'm waiting for 301 because we still know nothing about the Gorn, and I'm going to withhold any of this until Scotty tells us more. And we get more information because that is what I need. I do love all of the alien stuff, though. Let's talk about Star Trek Beyond Dose. Actually, I did want to really quickly read Kate Quinn's comment because it's a good one. I've seen a theory somewhere that the Gorn in Strange New Worlds are time traveling. And we do hear Book talk to Michael in the beginning of season 3 of Discovery that the Gorn are ripping. Was it the Gorn or the Breen? It was the Gorn.
The Gorn Hegemony.
Are ripping holes in subspace.
Yeah. It's at beginning of season
3. First episode of season 3. Because it's when he knocks into her transporter.
And he calls it Gorn Hegemony also, if I remember well, yeah.
Yep. So, crazy stuff. Star Trek Beyond 2, because, we get a saucer flying down onto a planet. Fair. Uhura and Pele come up with a crazy plan to send the Cayuga saucer down onto the planet to destroy the Gorn dampening device. But they try to make it look like an uncontrolled descent using portable thrusters. Spock somehow, and I kind of agree with some conversations that we were having, is the only one who could apparently do this, even though it really doesn't make any sense that like anybody
I love
else
that man
could have
so
done
bad.
this. But anyways, Spock's like, it's me. No one try to stop me. He spacewalks onto the hull and starts to install these portable thrusters. Thoughts on the plan and being a bit of a callback to Beyond, like using the saucer one more time to do a bit of good. Eric.
I love anytime they use a saucer to blow up something. I think that's phenomenal. Spock, oh my God, him in his sad boy ways. He's like, you know what? I'm sad. I'm going to be the only person that can do this. Only I am
I've not
smart
started
enough.
grieving yet.
I'm not grieving yet, but I'm a little bit sad. So I'm going to start grieving on the ship.
Sad boy.
He's so funny. When he said that, I was like, oh, you. Just you. I thought it was a cool plan. I really liked it. It felt very cinematic in scope and in that scale. And of course they have to use something to chuck something into another place. That sounds awesome. I enjoyed it.
Puck?
Same. I love it when they use one big object in that to destroy another big object in that. Expanse fans know what we mean.
Yes, I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to ruin Julia.
I think I've seen it. I think I've seen that part.
Yeah,
You've
definitely
seen that part.
I don't know where you are.
Definitely seen
It's
that part.
epic. Yeah.
Yeah. Smart. I don't know why it was Spock. I think he was just volunteering in that because he was sad.
We got hate mail that we were calling. We got hate mail, by the way. We get hate mail, guys. We get hate mail in our email. That we were all complaining too much about Spock being a whiny bitch.
Well, then
I
he
was
was
not
not being
here.
a whiny bitch.
I was not here. It cannot be my fault.
No, it was me. I was being called out. I called Spock the whiny bitch.
I think we all called him.
I think we all called Spock the whiny bitch, and I'm gonna say he was just being the drama bitch this time, and was like, "No, it's me. I'm gonna go."
I'm the drama. Am I? Is it me? Am I the drama?
We know he gets over it eventually.
He's the drama.
And he,
No, he never gets over it. He's always the drama.
He's always the drama. Yeah. Who's up? I don't even know. God,
Draft.
go ahead.
Yep.
I thought that plan makes sense, which
Yes.
is not a given. So
No.
I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Wait, that makes sense. I'm on board with that. That actually sounds like something you could do and something that can work. Cracked up when Spock was like, I'm the only one that can do it. No human can do it. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Yes, they can. Like, it's all like computer, like, you have a computer stop. Sorry. It's all engineered on the ship, so you don't need Spock to do that. But I love the confidence of somebody that's bullshitting the whole room, and nobody wants to do it anymore anyway. So like they're just like, sure, go do it. I love that scene because that's how I read it. No, it was a good plan, and I love Uhura and Pelia chemistry.
Yeah.
I really like having them like working together.
I love a crazy plan. Yeah.
I love a crazy plan. Yeah.
Haven goes, "It's me. I'm the problem. It's me." Spock singing some Tay-Tay in his quarters.
Yeah, because he's the ex. He's still
Because he's the
sad. So
ex,
he's
yeah.
like he's like
The
singing
ex.
Taylor Swift. You know that.
Yep, sure is. Who's up, MC?
Uhura is the one who came up with this plan, and I'm
Sure
paying
is.
for it. I really like her, with Pelia. I do love it. I love a crazy plan. Spock, of course, he's like, I'm the only one who can do this. That's so Spock. And especially this flop era feeling emo for himself Spock, where it's just like, I need to put myself in danger and maybe I'll be able to go find my ex-girlfriend, because like that's been his whole thing from the beginning. Like the reason why he wanted to go down to the planet is because he was hoping Christine was down there. And when they were talking about maybe there's, there might be pockets of air in the saucer section or whatever. And apparently the only pockets of air are in where Christine ended up, because she's, I guess, the only survivor there.
I'm giving it to them, because if Michael can survive the first episode of Discovery, Chapel
Exactly.
can survive that.
It's exactly what I was thinking about.
Right?
I was
It's the
like,
same
I won't
thing.
say
It's the
shit
same thing.
because like Discovery did it and it's way
It's
more
actually way
out
worse.
there.
Yeah, it's way worse.
It is
than this.
way
Yeah.
crazier.
My problem isn't that Chapel survived. It's that only Chapel survived.
You don't know that.
We know.
That we
Dead
know.
now.
Yeah, Spock's just like, fuck everyone else.
No, I mean, like, that's the thing that actually surprised me is that when she wakes up, she doesn't try to see if anybody's alive.
Yeah.
Like, she just like go like straight for like the light and so on. So that we know of.
That light I also got to call bullshit on. Like, the Enterprise has got to be real fucking far away. Like, I mean, I know nobody actually saw it, but Christine, did you really think anybody was going to see it?
They were looking for
I
line
don't
of sight.
agree
They
on
say it
this.
at the beginning of the
Yes.
episode.
Exactly. They say monitor visually for any lights, any movements, any sound. So they have people looking out for like anybody trying to make like weird patterns of light.
Now,
Okay,
had they
yeah.
not said that line,
Yeah, I
story.
think it makes sense.
Yep.
No, I was not. Are we talking about this now?
Yeah,
I thought we're stopping at Spock.
Yeah.
no, we're still. At
I guess
it goes in naturally. We could talk and we can get.
No,
go to
I
Chapel.
wait. I listened to the question now. Aren't you proud of me? Like,
I mean, not really. I kind of miss interrupting Giraffe. Like, interrupting Giraffe is good too. It's just going off script. Either way, I take what
I'm
I can get. I love
obnoxious,
you.
don't you know? I received hate mail that I'm obnoxious.
You get the hate mail. I get the hate mail.
I got
Everybody
hate
gets some
mail. That what was it? That giraffe named
derails
person
the whole show.
derails the whole show. She's so obnoxious. I was like, hold my beer. I'm gonna not be here for 2 weeks.
Chris had a suggestion. We were talking in just private Facebook Messenger.
See,
that we
derailing
should-
the show again.
Yeah, it is happening that we should like do a live like reading bad reviews and doing fun things about them. He had a
So,
good
like,
idea. And I
mean
don't remember
tweets?
what it was. Yeah, like mean
Oh,
tweets.
that'd be
Yeah,
great.
it would
It's
actually be really
always
fun.
that giraffe named person. It cracks me up.
Let's continue on about Chapel. She's alive. We already mentioned this. She sees Spock in the Enterprise and makes her way to try and find him, but not before coming across, and this is where it gets fucking awesome, a full-blown adult Gorn trying to hack into the Cayuga system. She looks at the Jeffrey soup and is like, I think I could sneak by. Finds Spock on the bridge, but it's either the same Gorn or a different Gorn. Finds them, and there's just this awesome, like right out of all the best horror movies, alien movies, zero-G fight. Then the Cayuga saucer makes its way down while Spock and Chapel watch holding hands. Thoughts, Eric?
That fucking shot. I'll get to that moment. I loved all the Chapel alien moments on it. Her getting into the spacesuit and straight out of Alien 1. The Gorn tail coming down like in Aliens 2. It's just, they took like my favorite parts of these movies and just put it in Star Trek. And I was just like, fuck yes, awesome. That being said, I thought it was cool that we saw a full size Gorn adult, and I thought it was his face gear was so cool. And I part of me is like, is he a scientist trying to figure out stuff on this ship, like trying to take off like info and bring it back to his ship, and then they killed the scientist, a Gorn scientist. Right?
After almost killing like a bunch of Orion scientists, let's murder a bunch of Gorn scientists.
And by stabbing him right in the face shield, like
That was so fucking cool.
the sound was so satisfying. The s of the air coming out, I was like, ooh, that. And then Christine coldly holding that phaser at it and being like, "You're gonna suffocate to death. I'm not gonna kill you. You're gonna suffocate to death."
That was
cruel.
It was.
The shot of the saucer section actually burning up as it went down looked like a way better version of the Generations crash. Like, it was so well done. That fucking hand holding killed me. I hated it. I hated it. And I see that they used the budget on CGI from the fire, because when it hit that building, it looked terrible.
We know where they splooged their
money,
CG budget on this one. Yeah. Our buddy K Quinn in the chat. They shouldn't have killed my buddy. K Quinn loves the adult Gorn. Talking about it in the spoiler chat. Earlier
so
on Discord
cool.
too. My
So
buddy Gorn looked
cool.
great. It was so cool.
The prehensile tail.
Yes.
I know I'm totally skipping
full design.
Hawk right now, but like the accents, like the green accent on the tail and the green accent on the armor,
Their armor was so good.
For whatever reason, on my fucking OLED, like multi stupid expensive TV, the accents looked better making GIFs like on the other version of it I have on my computer.
That's very weird.
It was really weird, but it was more accented. It looked good. Sorry, Hawk, I derailed you.
That's
Like Draft does.
Everybody kind of nailed it there. There's not too much more I can add to that. Full blown adult
I want
gore.
hot stuff.
Yeah, I know. So, just the chapel and Spock hand holding. I don't know. I kind of like that bit. I was like,
You're the romantic out of us.
I guess, but like after all the the will they, won't they, then this happened, and then they broke up for 4 episodes and blah blah blah, and then like broke up with a big musical number, and that it just seemed like it was a lot more subtle and just like okay, I don't know why. I actually thought maybe I've been too hard on this couple.
Don't go back now, Hawk. Don't go back now.
Don't do it.
Cayuga falling from the sky. Wow. No, I can't wait to rewatch this on the big TV.
Yes.
With that, I'm gonna let Giraffe have the floor because I know she's got a lot to say on this one.
God, it was so good to see Chapel being a badass again. Like when she wakes up in that place and she's like getting the computer on, finding the thing. I was like, okay, there was stuff like she could have done that she didn't do, but it like reminded me in Memento Mori when she jumps into the, the place where she's protected from the Gorn, like
The stasis field. Yeah.
fast thinking on top of shit, not panicking, She's like, okay, next step, which was so good because we've seen her basically whip for a guy, like for like 17 episodes. And I'm like, yes, like training, And when she sees Spock, like that shot was so hilarious. Like you're just looking by the window and the guy like floats by. Well, that made me laugh. But then she suits up, and that moment when she sees the Gorn in the corridor and froze, I was so into it. I was like holding my pillow, being like, oh my god, what is going to happen? I know she's not gonna die, but I want to see like a badass
But just
fight.
seeing that fucking tail come down is just
That was so good. And then
the
she
tap,
hides
tap,
and she
tapping.
looks at the hole, right? Like the Jeffries tube, and we don't see what she's doing. And then I'm like, oh come on, you should have like I wanted to see her like jump into the Jeffries tube and like, go back.
There's not enough
Like,
Jeffries tubes in this series.
no.
True. There's the only good one was with Kirk.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Spock in Quality of Mercy.
True.
Oh,
And that scene, that fight on the bridge was so good because I've been like, I didn't like the fight this season, but like at 0G, like adds this anxiety of the fact that nobody can move fast.
And the 0G looked way better than Una last week.
Oh yeah, 1000%. The tail, around his neck, and like the slow when I saw her feet, like her foot, like being stuck into the console, I was like, oh no, but no, it was on purpose. I was like, she's so smart. And you didn't give me any of that for like so many episodes. I'm so mad at you. No, that whole scene was incredible. That adult Gorn was absolutely terrifying. You see that they're smart and they're trying command codes. So they have command codes and they're trying different ones into the computer to see which one works, which means that they have intel, and which means that they're trying to get in the computer. They didn't destroy the Cayuga for nothing. They're trying to get into the computer for something. And I'm like, yes, that is the plot I want.
defense.
The Gorn supremacy.
I want that plot way more than like, oh, they're monster and they're eating people. I don't care about that. Like, I want like that. Oh, like there's an agenda. There's a secret. There's some spying going on.
Really, a
I want that.
Romulan person like spying?
Listen, I'm here for a Gorn spy. No, I when I heard like the command code was like, what the fuck is he doing? I want to know. Chapel, you need to tell them that you heard that.
Wasn't someone
Girl.
theorizing that the Gorn were infiltrating ships, and that's why we saw the medbay flicker at the end of one of those episodes?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I was
Was that-
saying
yeah.
that like they did something into they put some program into the biobeds because Mbenga says that the biobeds have been like having problems since the Gorn attack, and we know their technology is way advanced, right? Way. So I was wondering if there was not something in the biobeds that would be or stopping the biobeds to see that somebody's infected or infecting people or so on, like something like this. But then they did nothing with that because apparently it was all a metaphor or something.
Is Battelle on biobed too?
No, she's in the
she's
stasis.
not. Yeah, I know. But that would've been fun.
But I was like, okay, but I do think that's an excellent plot, and that's very interesting because that means they have an end game that is different than just eating people. And I'm interested in that.
Yeah, same. MC?
I love Chapel actually getting to do stuff that is, action oriented, and the fight with the Gorn is absolutely fantastic. I don't mind if they're referencing aliens because they're doing it very well and they're referencing the right stuff for it. I was definitely intrigued by the adult Gorn and the fact that this Gorn, was, inputting codes. Like you could tell that was definitely what they were doing. So this was a Gorn that was using reasoning and, thought processes, but then it became a fight. But that's fine because we always got to have a fight. I don't think anybody wants me commenting on Spock and Chapel holding hands.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Like I said before, they were together for one episode. And I know I said that was one episode too much, but they've been breaking up for 4 at this point. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have another episode where more bullshit's going to be going on because in 301 there's going to be Spock and Chapel bullshit about them breaking up.
Hopefully not.
I just hope that Spock is not going to be like the nice guy, but I saved you. Well,
no,
you
he won't.
be in love anymore. He tried at the end of the episode. Can we? And she's like, "There will be time. Right. Good for you, girl.
Yeah.
Good for you."
Yeah, no, I'm sure what's going to happen. This is my prediction. She's still going to go off, and because I still don't think that Chapel is going to be a regular in season 3. I think she'll have an appearance in episode 1, and then she'll go off to do.
I have a very strong theory about this. Yeah,
she's going to invite Spock to her wedding.
Through song.
So I know we're going to have one more episode of them breaking up because even though they're broken up in this, it's like there's still issues. I'm tired of these issues. You guys weren't even really together. You were fucking around.
Fucked once.
Did they even
and played chess? No,
we never actually saw them. They were messing around with each other, but we don't actually know what was going on. So, yeah, I don't think they're serious enough to merit 5 episodes of breaking up. So fuck this.
Yeah. I love the Gorn. I already said what I thought, so I'm not going to go off too much. I thought that fight was awesome. By the way, puppetry again. There's a man puppeteering a Gorn suit. Just props, mad props. Chapel and Spock holding hands at the end. I'm with Hawk for the sole reason, not for romantic reasons, but if I was in space in a suit and I was about to burn up an atmosphere, I'd hold on to anything that was next to me.
Well, but would you end up with one hand? I would be like,
no, I'd be
holding
hugging.
your whole
I
body,
would be bear hugging you, and the other person would have to be like, dude, I can't breathe.
If I'm going down, you're going down.
Yeah, you're going down with me. So I don't mind it. I'm gonna give him a pass. But if the shit continues, let's just stop it, please. I need more. I want to see the Gorn out of the armor. I want to see more. Dude, I can't get over how awesome the green on the tail was. The other thing I want to mention about this again, I mentioned it when I was introducing Eric at the top of the show. Nami's synth Trek, the Trek jingle, the dun 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 dun. She did a synth version of this throughout the episode, and it just slapped. Here for it, loved it. Yes. Not finally, we still have one more segment to go. On the surface, Pike, Battelle, Scotty, they go to his shuttle to grab supplies and then come across a baby Gorn who doesn't... We're going to sing that again later in the mailbag. it doesn't attack them. And that's because Marie, I don't want to hurt you, Marie, has been sprayed. Thoughts on the I mean, listen, I don't know a better way to put it.
Poor Mary.
Thoughts on the throwback to Hemmer and bringing him up and her being sprayed?
I mean, they did an Aliens 3, and that's why the alien didn't go after Ripley. So I was like,
Yep.
she gonna be a Gorn baby mama. It's always nice hearing about the Hemmer sacrifice. I mean, it was a good speech that Patel did. I'm glad that they gave her something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the shitty looking saucer fell.
Yep. Budget blown. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hog.
Yeah, Alien 3 all the way. Yeah, the bringing Hemmer up as like, I mean, like we all thought this was it. Oh, they did, they've gone and done it. They've killed off Patel. They fridged her and that. Well, obviously she gets fridged, but not in the way that we think. And I guess the reference to Hemmer is just kind of like, okay, bring up that situation again. Hopefully, because they're looking for a way to counteract it, and then I think it's probably going to be Chapel who ends up doing it in the end. So
I have an idea for that.
I do too. Yep.
We'll talk about it in the next question.
Oh, is it the next question? Yeah. Okay, it is. Yeah. Dreff.
Yeah, I think it was smart. I liked it. I'm just always confused in the zombie movies when somebody is like beaten or something that they don't say anything to anybody. I'm just like, say something. Like they could have helped you way before that.
They're Monty Python fans, and they think they're going to get better.
Yeah, I don't
Is
know.
this a flesh wound?
I'm glad that she like sacrificed herself like Hemmer. I don't understand the timeline. She says like it takes a day and a Hemmer. It went like way faster apparently.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
did.
know. Like
Does it depend on where you get sprayed?
I don't know because
Do we also know the timeline of how long that they were on that ship?
they were not there for a day and a half. The other thing is that I think it's very smart what she's doing, like being able to like give them a fighting chance, right? You want to be able to be studied, even if you don't make it. It gives a lot of information to doctors who may be able to save other person. So I like the fact that they get her in stasis. I think she's gonna die because you know what? We're gonna need to have like the horrible dilemma of like, oh God, I don't know if it's gonna work or stuff like that, or like something. I don't know. These people cannot be happy. They cannot get anything right. They cannot get their love right, their family right. Like everybody needs to suffer. This is the subtitle of like Strange New World. So I don't know. Or she's gonna be like horribly it's something bad is gonna happen.
She might lose an arm. Yeah, she might lose an arm.
Yeah. So yeah, why didn't they cut her arm? I don't understand.
Well, I was going to talk about that.
We're getting there. You go.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're good. MC.
I was very amused that in a group that consisted of 2 captains and a lieutenant, junior grade red shirt, he's the one with bulletproof plot armor because he's going to be alive into the 24th century.
The strongest of them all.
The strongest of them all. Yeah.
The boy who leaves.
No more Bold Boimler. We got Boim Scott. Bold Scott.
But as soon as I saw the shot from the Alien 3 homage, I was immediately on my phone going, oh shit, Julian, I know what's going to happen.
Karen said it to me on the couch.
Yeah, I think because we were watching it at the exact same time, and Karen and I just immediately had the same thought because it is very Alien 3. Of course, that's what they were going for. I was very curious as to whether or not Marie had told everybody else, all of the other people that they were with, and it's like, okay, listen, this thing has happened to me. This is how much time we have. I'm going to use it to protect you guys. And she hadn't got the chance to tell Pike yet. It really, I know like things are emotional, but it really should have been one of the first things that she brought. I know it's hard to talk about, but it is like the whole zombie infectee thing. It's
100%.
You don't, that kind of thing. I don't think that you can actually know what the incubation period is. It's always going to, differ, especially for something that has such a short gestation period. Like there's got to be a lot of factors that affect it, temperature and this kind of thing. So I'm not going to say that, she's taken a lot of people's lives into their hands. But I always love a mention of Hemmer. I would like more mentions of Hemmer outside of his tragic death, but I guess they didn't really give us anything else. So
Nope. I'm going to read Michael Kahn's comment here because I don't think this is accurate. Actually, they can't just amputate the Gorn eggs, migrate too fast through the body. Hemmer got hit in the face and they were all over his back by the end. I don't think he got hit in the face.
He got hit in the neck.
I thought it was like his shoulder or his arm, but it wasn't hit in the face. Either way, I mean, we still honestly just don't know enough to make any assumptions. I mean, they might be able to like freeze and amputate because we know Sci-fi shit. Exactly. Again, I'm on the she's gonna be fine. I mean, she's not gonna be fine, right? It's like she's got Gorn eggs in her. Something is gonna have to happen to make them go away. But I think she's going to make it into next season, and still, like, they've done too much with her in this episode and in the last. Like, they've been trying really hard to make her not just a supporting character, and I think it's going to go into next season, and more on that in the next question. But mentioning Hemmer specifically, this is the exact same thing happened to Hemmer. They're not going to do Hemmer twice. And I'll get more into the next question, but they're not going to do Hemmer twice. I'm very convinced because of storytelling reasons. To be continued. With the field down, Battelle, Pike, and Scotty are beamed directly to sickbay. Chapel meets them there and is determined to figure out how to save Battelle, who's like, if you can't save me, you got to end me. Which, fair. I would not want to hatch Gorn. And then puts her on ice or in stasis. Spack. God, too much spackle. Spock is back on the bridge and discovers that the Gorn transported all the colonists, including Ortegas and La'an. And I think Mbenga too.
And
right? Sam. So basically the entire away team aboard their ships who are now attacking Enterprise. Pike, faced with a decision that could start an all-out war with the Gorn. This is very a la Quality of Mercy, by the way. Contemplates his next move before to be continued. Yes. That happened. Thoughts on our first live action to be continued in the Kurtzman era of Trek, Eric?
About 15 minutes before the end of the episode, I texted Hawk. I was like, this episode is going to make me really angry in about 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure. And then I said to be continued. I was like, I was fucking right. And I didn't say why. But yeah, it was a great to be continued. That being said, I'm going to go back to the top. Battelle, Pike, and Scotty are beamed to sickbay, and Battelle's put in stasis. And earlier in the episode, they did a lot of talk about zombies. So for them not to pull from that and have her be saved by cutting off a limb, and we know they're Star Wars fans, apparently. So why not just fake a robotic arm that like save her?
That'd be so cool.
It would be, right? And we haven't seen anything about prosthetics, and have we in Star Trek?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Romford.
Arium.
Yeah.
Arium.
And Detmer's eye.
Yeah, that's fair. I meant like full limb.
No
like
actual appendages.
Fair.
Yeah, and that would be really cool to see next season. I do love that Battelle went to Chapel and was like, if this doesn't work, you fucking kill me.
Yep.
And yeah, the look that she gives Chapel and the understanding between them was really, really good. I love that the Gorn can transport things. That looks so cool. And when the green transporter, it really felt like,
I didn't catch that the first time. I thought they got put on the Enterprise. I didn't catch it.
It looks like a mix of like Borg and something else that I'd seen in Star Trek. I can't even think about it. But
like the swirling.
It was the green and the circles around it that looked.
From Nemesis, the Thalia.
The Romulans.
Yeah.
Romulans,
yeah. It was so cool. I love that we're getting more and more that the Gorn are actually smart. And I think that's what they're trying to show, is that they're not just these creatures that go on ships and go and attack people. Like they have the ability to transport. They like it's you see these giant ships that we'd never heard about before. It's such a I hope they do something with it. I hope. Pike faced with the decision of what to do because he finds out that half of his crew and the colonists, we know that some of them have to live. So something's gonna, they're gonna be saved. Sam has to live, and so does Mbenga.
And Mbenga, yeah.
But everyone else, maybe.
If they kill Ortegas,
I will be
People are
so fucking angry.
Riot.
They can't do that. They haven't given her an episode yet.
It's a good thing there's a strike for writers and showrunners to listen to podcasts like ours telling us that we will fucking riot.
Yes, 100%. It makes sense that Pike doesn't know what to do, or at least he's stuck in this moral dilemma because he's always been this person that tries to save everyone. Like that's been his thing. Like whether it's his own crew or like the ensigns that he dies later down the line. Like he tried to save them. That's his infallible, like his character trait. Like he wants to save everyone. And like, does he save these people or does he start this war? Like it's such a good place for him to be. And the fact that everyone started getting muffled in his ears and his brain, like everything was just compounding on him. Like that was such a good audible and visual choice for him. Like that's a great ending. Like that's up there for the ends of like a to be continued for me in any sci-fi series. It's like BSG good ending.
Damn it. Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. Agreed. Hawk.
Same. I feel exactly the same way in that, like, to be continued. Thankfully, I wasn't as, surprised about it in that,
Sorry.
That's okay, Julian. You didn't mean it.
I fucked up, guys.
It's okay. It's like it didn't even diminish it for me in that, because the episode was very full, right? And then like you had all the shit just happen. The Gorn started beaming up all the survivors to their ships and that, which just makes it way more intriguing about like, when we see like it return for season 3, because we're going to have like Mbenga, Ortegas and Sam Kirk on this ship. So we're going to get a look inside these ships and see what's going on.
It's going to be so fucking dope. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So yeah.
Like I just want to see what the crew looks like. Like what's the makeup of that? Like
are there baby Gorns running around with like armored Gorn?
It's the Enterprise D, but in Gorn form. Carpet everywhere.
Right. Oh my God, if there's carpet.
And the captain hates the kids.
Yep.
Eats them
let's try
occasionally.
again with like more kindergartner.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep Rutherford away from the Gorn ships. Hawk, you good?
I think we're good.
Giraffe?
Yeah, I love the plot twist. I like the fact that the Gorns were like, hold my beer, and like just kidnapped everybody. It made me think a little bit of the plot of the Enterprise War. I don't know if you read that book.
They take them, yeah.
They take half the crew. So I just went into the idea that is canon, and that for Pike, it's a redo of having his whole crew being kidnapped with like people on the planet and he can do nothing. So I like the fact that he froze. I do think it's a good pendant to A Quality of Mercy, where we see the limit of Pike captainship and decision making, that he just wants to save everybody, and sometimes you fucking can't. It's the Kobayashi Maru. It's his Kobayashi Maru. And right now, he has like this dilemma, which is a dilemma that they train for. And we know they do train for. And we've seen him fail on that dilemma in A Quality of Mercy already. So it is interesting like to see that right now it's not an alternate timeline. There's not going to be James Kirk to save the day in Balance of Terror. That's going to be all Pike, and what the fuck he's gonna do, because he also has the knowledge of A Quality of Mercy, where his decision as a captain doomed the timeline where he was. So I think there's like so many pieces of like decision that are in his head right now. The Kobayashi Maru, what happened in A Quality of Mercy, everything he knows about his future, that he's not gonna die right now. He knows that. he knows he can die.
I bet
But he
you.
still has so many other lives to think about. It's still a big fucking deal, right?
And the Kobayashi Maru, like, they do train a lot for this situation. Dude, you need to get the fuck out of here, like, right now. And the fact that he froze, I find, was such a good callback to A Quality of Mercy, where, again, he freezes, you know, and Kirk is just like, we need to move, we need to shoot, we need to do, we need to. So that makes that cliffhanger very interesting. I'm glad that cliffhangers are back, to be honest.
Same. Agreed.
I'm so happy that they didn't do that for Disco, because I would have stabbed the bitch. But I'm cool with Stranger Worlds doing this, because I'm like, I can wait 16 years because that strike is gonna be long, my friends. So no, it's a joke. I hope everybody's gonna get like what they need, but I don't see the strike ending like anytime soon, let's be honest.
No.
So let's start fantasizing about what happened in 301.
Same.
I do they have scripts for season 3? I don't think they do.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Okay.
They do. They do have
Okay.
scripts. Yeah.
I mean, I would
yeah,
love to see a comic book version of it.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, and I do think I want to add, it's a good point of pressure. Like, go on the social and ask for the next season, because that helps with the strike. Like, that gives more weight to what the WGA and the are asking, to show that we want this season to be out. We want to know what's going on, so give them fair pay and living wages.
Yeah, and we don't want it written by a quantum computer.
And
No
that
fucking
too.
AI.
Yeah.
MC.
Oh, so much stuff to talk about this, because there's just ridiculous amount of stuff that happened in here. I'm going to start with Patel. I think Julie and I have been discussing this for the last week or whatever. I think Patel is going to live, but I don't think we're going to be seeing Patel around. I think that whatever happens with her, she's going to have to go off and actually have like a lot of treatments to like kind of take her out of Pike's life. Because, do you know what? I think the writers are smart. They know that I say that, and I've, criticized them a lot this season for leaning on tropes. But they know that they can't do the whole actual fridging of her, but I think that they also know that they've built up this relationship to a point that they can't really carry it on anymore, and so they're going to not kill her off, but put her somewhere where she can't. And I think
this is how she gets promoted to Commodore.
But do we know that Pike is alone when he's in the beep beep chair?
I mean, dude was in a room by himself. Like,
yeah, and also taking him off to Talos to not only have his body back, but to be with Vina.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe she's gonna go off with Chapel to the place where the plot lines that we're done with now.
Or she's gonna become an android made by
If you say Brent Spiner, you're banned from the podcast.
No,
for the
Roger
rest of your
Corby.
life.
It's gonna be Brent Spiner.
Roger Corby.
She's frozen, but that's exactly what she was gonna say.
Roger Corby, played by Brent Spiner.
No.
Adam
But
said,
yes.
not here to hear that.
But yes.
And because I don't think anybody has brought it up yet, the scene of Pelia and Scotty together, I freaking love that so much. Yeah. It said absolutely everything I knew about Scotty. It's like my best student who got the worst grades, and I'm like, yes, of course that's who Scotty is.
Isn't it interesting that Una's also a very smart one that got bad grades? Like, maybe it might be the teacher.
Might just be a really boring ass course.
I mean, that's very fair. I do think that they are going to be moving towards, obviously they're moving towards getting Scotty in to be chief engineer, because that's the position he holds by the time of TOS. But I think next season he's either going to be a regular, or he's going to be in that same special guest star position that like Paul Wesley has, where they still put his name in the credits, and kind of like I would really like them to have Carol Kane still on the show, but I think there'll be less Carol Kane and they'll be just slowly kind of moving towards more, Scotty. But I want them together because I like the chemistry between them.
Draft, I did say if you were going to say Brent Spiner as Roger Corby, which then I said you would be banned from the pod, so I kicked you off. No, I didn't actually kick you off, but
I didn't think of that, but that's a great idea. You would have a cave full of
he hasn't
giant
showed up in
stone
Stranger
dildo.
Worlds yet, so
Yes.
Like,
yep. Okay. So, sorry, MC.
And in terms of the cliffhanger, yes, this was totally bringing back Quality of Mercy. Pike trying to actually, like, being on the brink of war and trying to actually figure out what he's supposed to do, because this is not the type of captain Pike is. Like, he is the captain. Like, there was more of a reason why they kept him out of the Klingon War.
And Eric Summers mentioned apparently that Jessie Gender in her video brought up that Pike is, right? He's an excellent diplomat and that kind of captain, but he is not a wartime commander.
he wasn't here during the Klingon War.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, like, if possibly the Federation knew that he wasn't and was just like, go investigate this. I forget what they were doing because the Enterprise War was kind of boring.
They were in that nebula for years, and it was it wasn't a great book. Yeah.
And the To Be Continued. This is like the first time, like, I didn't really watch Trek in the 90s, like, live. So this was like the first time I got to experience that To Be Continued on the screen without being able to, like, immediately go. Because I mean, I know, like, Lower Decks had kind of a little bit of a cliffhanger, but not the same as this. And now it's even worse because we don't know when we're actually going to get season 3. Pay your fucking writers, pay your fucking actors.
Yep. Theory time with me.
You've got a theory?
I got a theory. It might be bunnies. It might be. I'd rather not poof into a bunny. Batel is 100% going to live. I still think that she's going to be a regular next season. I think a lot of this is to set up Chapel leaving with Corby, who I think is going to show up on the Enterprise and help Chapel cure Batel, played by Brent Spiner. It's I think that's exactly what's going to happen. They are not going to kill her. They telegraphed it way too much to make us say and think for the entire season that they were going to kill. And hey, bravo, you had me fooled.
Yeah.
I think she's fine. I mean, she's going to go through shit, but I think she's going to be fine. And I think she's going to get promoted to Commodore. Oh boy, cliffhangers, man. I've been through these with Trek and I've been through these with Battlestar, and this is the best cliffhanger to a sci-fi series, maybe to a series, since Pegasus and Vipers heading towards Vipers, Pegasus versus Galactica, and then the and then To Be Continued. Like, I get goosebumps just thinking about that. If you've never watched the episode Pegasus of the Ron Moore Battlestar, do yourself a favor. It's awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait for to see what decision Pike makes, because he's got to make one. And it's going to be good. This is going to be a really fun series premiere in 2030 when we get it. Yeah.
So
Season
old.
premiere, I should say. So old. I'll be in my 40s. All right, guys. Your final thoughts. We will go in the reverse order this time. MC.
This was a really good episode, and I'm just gonna, like, throw this out there because we're not going to be doing any sort of season wrap up anytime soon, because I know people have been asking about this. I've been saying that this is a really good episode for a lot of the episodes that have been going on this season, and this one is up there with, one of the good ones. The thing that's really bothering me is that I really wish we had had some more build up for the Gorn, because this was really, really good, and they did, have some setup in episode 1. But I think they're
it was such a long time ago.
Yeah. And I feel like we've had so many ups and downs this season that I have emotional whiplash at this point. So like getting through this episode was just like, oh, I don't know if I can take it, but I love it. I love bringing in. I was not wanting Scotty, but apparently now I really want Scotty to be in just like every episode. So yeah, I really like this one.
Yep. Treff.
It's a good episode for this season. Is it a good finale? I'm not convinced. I like the quality of Mercy way better than this one.
Agree.
Like way more powerful. A lot of like questioning about like the character's arc. This is a good episode, but I would have seen that like at episode 5. You know, episode 5 and 6.
It could have been like a mid-season, mid-season finale,
you know.
Yeah.
And like that would have been good because like the Gorn plot is the main plot of Stranger World, and like we waited the finale for that. I mean, I like it, but I would have liked all the episode on this season to be that caliber, because that's the caliber I was expecting for that season, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good episode, but not a great finale. Again, it's only half of the episode, so maybe the other half would like create
That's a really good point. It is. This is very much half of an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. I was starting to be very hooked at the moment where like everything's starting to blow up. So I was like, yeah, I want to know more now. But yeah, an uneven season. So a good finale.
Nice. Hawk.
I think this is a great finale, which is something that's apparently Strange New Worlds is doing really well, concerning last season and now this. And again, we're just getting half the episode. And that was I expecting anything in this episode that I actually got? No, it's like I did not expect to be meeting Scotty like this early on in the series and that. But I'm glad they made some really great decisions with this episode. Is it going to be best of both worlds, like equality? I don't know. We'll have to wait till 2040 to find out. But I get the impression that this episode was conceived along with the next episode to go along with it. So I'm hoping they stick the landing with it. Very happy. Nice. Great finale.
Eric, it was a great episode. Star Trek Strange New Worlds really does genre episodes really well. They did great horror. They've done great submarines. They did a great animated episode in live action. They've done a great musical episode. So every time they hit a genre, they do really good. The issue with the season for me is that everything has been so up and down. Like everyone has been saying, it's so uneven. Like last week was such a fun episode. And then we hit this super serious one. Like, my emotions are all over the place. And this episode really expanded the Star Trek lore. Like that's what I wanted all season. Just for them to expand a little bit more every season. And 9 episodes ago, we heard about the Gorn and nothing until now.
It's a weird ass.
It's so weird. Yeah. Like I would have even been fine with one in the middle just to make us remember that it's there and be like, let's push it forward a little bit. And that's all right, I guess. No, it's not. I'm not gonna appease the writers. That's not all right. I want a steady season. I want a season that makes sense. Like I'm gonna watch these episodes, but I don't know if I'm gonna watch them in order again. I feel like I'm gonna watch them when I want to, because it doesn't matter.
I still would say that you start this episode with 202. Like 202 should have been the series premiere. Like there's the pacing of this season has been weird.
Thing is that like it's okay to do serialized, right? Like to do episodic, but like for example, Ortegas does episodic with good arcs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Strange Enterprise did episodic with good arcs in season 4.
It's season 4.
Keep some arcs in it. Like we need like the wheel to go to the next episode, And the thing is that like it's been very, in French we say décousu, unstitched. Like they're all totally like separated. And I missed this little. The only arc we had was Spock and Chapel, and for real, nobody cared. So it's like
that shouldn't be the thread that's pushing us through, right?
It should be the Gorn,
But it should be the Gorn, or it should be like saving Battelle, or like something.
It could have been
like,
Chapel going for that internship. Like that
Exactly.
that would have been way more interesting.
I
than
think
the
it was
relationship.
lacking this like glue throughout the episode to make us like see the whole season as a whole, even if there's not one big villain or one big problem. So I think that's mainly this that makes us like be any, and that was fine in the 90s because there was 24 episodes.
Yes.
Give me 24 episodes like this, I'm totally fine. But 10.
Come on, at least give us 12. 12.
Yeah.
12.
13, 14, I don't
15,
know.
Yeah.
24.
So I loved this finale. I thought it was really good. It is the end of Best of Both Worlds Part 1 worthy, right? Like it's there, but what Giraffe said, what you guys have said, this is one half of an episode, so I'm not there yet. And much like Giraffe said, every time I think about this, I go back to thinking about Quality and Mercy. This is something Open Pike does. Like if I was going to compare like this finale to that, Quality and Mercy still wins. That is just I think a perfect episode. This is good. I need part 2. I need the whole story. I need part 2. BSG.
And you shouldn't have to have
TNG
that.
worthy though. No, I disagree because you get that with Best of Both Worlds, and that's an epic 2-part.
But I think the first one is still good by itself. Like it.
No, I think this is really good
fine,
this is really good by itself. But I can't wait to watch them as a 2-parter if
True.
the 2-parter sticks to landing. So it's really good, and the to be continued got me, and I like getting to come up with theories because we haven't gotten to do that like as much at the end of season 1. Like we had some about Una, but that's it. Like I like that. Oh, is Roger Corby going to show up? Are they going to make peace with the Gorn? Is Pike going to become a wartime captain? Like these are all cool conversations to have. So I like it a lot. Quality of Mercy still better. Anybody else? Any good? We gotta start going because we have like another 2 pages of freaking mailbag.
Yeah.
You guys brought it tonight. Let's get to the subspace to pull and mailbag.
Hailing frequencies open.
Who wants the poll tonight?
I can take it.
Hit it, Hawk.
All righty. So we asked Trek Twitter what they thought about the season finale of SNW Strange New Worlds Hegemony. And this is what they had to say. 58% said Gorn, baby, Gorn. 23% said Gorn tabulous. Who wrote this?
Me.
Okay.
Julian.
15% said I'm a little Gorn. And 4% said are good stories Gorn.
I'm a little
People
Gorn.
are hard. 58%? I mean, I thought it was going to be like in the 60s at least.
Kind of, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2-parter. People, there's been a lot of hate, and I'm not calling anybody out in our collective because I value your opinions, but there's been a lot of fucking finales. That's not what Trek does anymore. We don't do this anymore, which I'm saying.
Again, with 10 episodes, it's kind of unfair, to be honest.
I can.
This is how streaming services like this. Strange New Worlds though isn't like doing anything new that streaming services that do shows like this do. Like they do cliffhangers to keep your subscription to keep you going. So I get it. I'm fine with it. Let's keep going with the mailbag. Giraffe, can you take Havens, please?
Sorry.
I did, Michael, and you know it.
I'm still tired from Vegas. Heaven wrote, this episode is one of the record books. Like, I was wondering where Star Trek would go from Subspace Rhapsody, but I truly had faith of the heart that it would be something for us to talk about for the upcoming weeks or months. Even as I suspected they would pull a cliffhanger, it did not go in the way I thought it would. But is Paramount really gonna make us wait until 2025 at the earliest to resolve this?
Not Paramount. Well,
Not
it is Paramount. They should pay their fucking writers. So, get on it. And their actors. MC, can you take Eric the Reds, please?
Eric the Red wrote, holy shit, what a finale and a cliffhanger. Pay your writers and actors, Paramount, so we can get part 2. The triumphant return of Scotty was delightfully shocking, as was the decision to go with a best of both worlds cliffhanger to end the season. Great moments of tension throughout. Impressive score by Nami. 10 out of 10. Alternate title, Gorn to be wild.
Wow.
The puns are amazing.
They're just glorious. Is it me? It's me.
Yep.
Chris wrote, baby Gorn do 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 do, baby Gorn do 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 do, baby Gorn. What a great job by the crew and the friends of the Enterprise. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Spock is ready. Really bad at breakups, though. Trying to off his ex by pushing her into the atmosphere is cold-blooded.
What?
What a Gorn fatality move. Finish him. If this ending implies no more Ortegas, I'm going to weep. Overall, I give it a 12 out of 10 refrigerators. Back to the top. Are you okay?
That's amazing, Chris.
Can you take Matt, please?
Matt Harker wrote, this finale was bananas, but I absolutely loved it. I can't wait to see the fate of Marie and those who were beamed away in the final moments. Rip U.S.S. Cayuga and her crew.
And with Yum Yum Pods, please, Hawk.
Yes, Yum Yum Pod wrote, this finale did something that I wish the rest of the season did more of, which is utilize the whole cast of characters. Pretty much every person from this season, whether it is the usual big players like Pike, the smaller ones like Pelia, and even Batel, had something to contribute to the story, and I love that. So glad that Erica showed us all that she can fly a shuttle real good, too. I am just joking. She also showed us that she can wave the blinking doodad over a patient's face. Not my favorite of the season, but a solid finale to leave us on for the next couple of years. And y'all know I love Sam Kirk being the little freak he is and having a new method for scientific discovery. Violence.
I mean, that's not new.
That's not new. He got killed by a murder flying pancake, for Christ's sake.
Flying murder pancake, FMP.
Wait, what'd I do? Why am I getting yelled at by Matt now? Real quick, Yum Yum Pod. Actually, I'm curious what your favorite episode of the season is. Keep it in the chat, please. Giraffe with NYRLites, please.
NY Relight wrote, I enjoyed the episode a lot, but it seemed like overkill introducing Scotty. That just gives more room for the nitpickers to ask why Scotty didn't bring up the Gorn in Arena. Ooh, true. This is an even worse wait than the best of both worlds finale. We don't even know when we'll get the conclusion.
Truth. Though I have to say, like, I don't think it's overkill introducing Scotty. This was kind of the perfect way to just sneak him in. Yep. Who is it? It's MC with Michael Kwans, please.
Michael Kwan wrote, Julian already chided me about how mad I was about the cliffhanger ending, but I was there for the best of both worlds summer. Hegemony had the perfect balance of rising tension for me. The Pike Batel and Spock Chapel relationships matured in the face of peril. Scotty was a nice touch, but I hope he skips out after the conclusion. Just know it's because this episode pulled my heart in so deep that I was so mad at where it ended.
I love you. I love the emotion, Michael Kwan. I love it. Ernesto the Chief wrote, what can I say but wow, extremely intense episode, well written, fantastic direction and cinematography. Real quick on that, I didn't get to talk about it. When they're in the cafe, when they all have just their lights on their phasers and like the background lights are just kind of like flickering, it is like one of the most gorgeous, means absolutely nothing shots of the entire episode. So hardcore agree on the cinematography. Great introduction for Scotty, and Pelia is obviously the toughest professor at the Academy. Best cliffhanger since Best of Both Worlds. Indeed. Let's see. Back to Eric with, Professor Time Travelers.
Professor Time Traveler wrote, This episode was way better than I expected. I was pleasantly surprised by Scotty. I really liked the actor's energy and the idea of engineering saving the day. I did not love Chapel being put in distress so that Spock can have emotions about it. Again, all I could think of when Batal and Chapel interacted is how annoyed I am that they are so often treated as love interest first and character second. If we have to deal with this amount of Spock and Chapel drama in season 3, I will physically fight someone.
Indeed. Yes, let's physically fight people like the Gorn. Strange Free World from Hawk, please.
Yeah, Strange Free World wrote, it was well done. I enjoyed it a lot and will be waiting for the resolution. We added another chapter of what I jokingly call Star Trek, the Spock saga.
Very nice. And Giraffe with section 31s, please.
Sorry. Section 31 wrote, excuse me if there are spelling mistake, as I'm writing this from my phone. It's okay, because we're reading it. But I really did love this episode. But I feel like they are pulling a trope with introducing a classic character on each season finale, just to have them overload the next season. AKA Paul Wesley in the season 1 finale. I don't mind this, but rescuing Battle, I don't mind it, but with rescuing Battle, it should have been Bones, not Scotty. I would give this episode 9 nitrogenic grenades. And can someone tag me and let me know if you guys will be doing a season review episode or if that will be part of this review as well. And I will edit it with a season rating if you do a season review separately. We're good.
Season 2 review show coming a week before season 3 airs, as is our tradition. So you got to wait a couple of years. Back to MC with Lanky Guys, please.
Lanky Guy wrote, generally I am not a fan of cliffhangers, but if you're going to have one, then this is the way to do it. Most of the cast got plenty to do, and no one died yet. That little freak Sam Kirk, copyright Yum Yum Pod, had lines and was actually useful. Plus, we meet an old friend for the first time. Not a fan of shoving all TOS characters into Strange New Worlds, but I have to admit I enjoyed that inclusion. Loved the look of the adult Gorn, albeit obscured by a spacesuit. All in all, 10 out of 10 Gorn younglings.
Indeed. I have the limericks this week. Tara wrote 2 because she was in Vegas. So first for Subspace Rhapsody, a subspace fold has increased frequencies and a Cole Porter tune dislodges quantum uncertainties. There's great emotion in song. Getting to 344 might fix what is wrong. Klingon pop aside, a grand finale is the route to normalcy. This week, drama, action, suspense, humor equals pretty decent episode, so I'll just nitpick. All of a sudden, Sam Kirk is a bridge officer? I'm here for Sam Kirk. Just gotta say. Why would they model a colony on 20th century Midwestern USA? Did you watch TOS?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, all of TOS. Why must it be Spock who flies over the place? The rockets. That's a good question. Have they heard of the human Michael Burnham? Yes. Wait. Is Chapel the only survivor on the Cayuga? Well, she is now.
Yeah, now
she is now. Quite the quinky dink. Infected Battelle on the Enterprise. That seems risky. The drama of Pike's indecision went on too long, not reassuring. 9.5 out of 10 slimy Gorn younglings. And then this week's limerick, Hegemony 210. Where is it? The Gorn think Parnassus Beta is their own breeding ground. They destroy the Cayuga, but Battelle is soon found. Unfortunately, she's going to be a lizard mom. At least Scotty's here. He can jerry-rig the comms. Then Pike is left to choose rescue or just turn around. And then can you take us home, please, Eric?
Yeah, Wayner wrote, I can't wait to see how Pike gets out of this. He's in a state of shock right now. I got a chuckle out of Pike choosing a barbershop to hide out in. Yeah, of course he would choose a barbershop. Protect the hair at all costs. I love seeing Scotty. Soon as I heard the voice, I knew who would it be. I knew who he would be. I wouldn't mind a few more episodes with Scotty and Pelia. Great season finale.
Indeed. And that is going to do it for our season 2 live shows of Strange New Worlds. It has been fun. I think we've all agreed that this was a very up and down season. And now we get to have some fun. Lower Decks is coming up in a month. So we'll have that fun shenanigans ahead. Yes. That's going to do it. Join us if you're still awake directly following this podcast for a happy hour and drinks. I want Vegas stories. Give them to me. Yeah. So for MC, for Hawk, for Eric, for Giraffe, I will leave it in the words of our dear beloved Ensign Uhura.
You fly safe out there.
Good night.
Thanks for beaming into our podcast today. If you want to keep the hailing frequencies open, you can subscribe on Apple and Google Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. Like what you hear? Put in a good word with Starfleet and leave us a 5-star review.